Sally's art is uploaded, so that should be there.
See, let me see.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Real good. Real good.
That fucking stuff is so nice.
I know. It's so nice.
Real good. I
Looks
think we're good.
good.
Some good ass shit.
It feels like it's been ages since we last played. It's only been like what?
3 days.
Handful of days, yeah, something like that.
Too
Oh
long.
boy. Yep. Too goddamn long. Yeah. Yeah, that's everything.
The
So
bag
when
of-
oh,
So I can just see Sarah. I can see Sarah going through all the art. Like sandwiched in between the ring of Pass That with Trace and the ring of Spell Storing is the ring of Self Protection.
I know. I'm trying to do. I was like, best not show that.
The 3 ring of soft protection there.
Almost forms.
Oh boy.
I love it.
Oh, I did my best.
Earrings with mind shielding, yo. And the bracers too. On the screen, I'll put your Twitter handle, Gavin.
Yeah, the credit.
Credit to the artist, yeah. Those commissions will be rolling in any day now.
Here, this could be your big break. This could be the big break.
But yeah, the staff of Empowered Flame is so cool looking.
It's all.
I fucking love
I
it.
love it.
This whole campaign is cool looking.
Damn right.
So,
Damn
if you
right.
guys are ready, we can begin with last session's summary.
Yes.
So last session began with you guys in Fort Knucklebone, having just saved Mickey from the torment of some red-cap bullies. You guys then went to see Nim, the gnomish engineer woman, who seems to be part of the Knucklebones. And you tried out the harpoon launcher she was fixing up on the back of a tormentor, though she was pretty disappointed in your aim, both of you.
We'd be trying.
We'd be trying very
You
hard.
guys discovered that Nim is from the continent of Hotesh on the mortal plane. And she took you guys for a bit of a joyride in the Tormentor, showing off the high speeds that they can reach, especially when a little bit of demon ichor is applied for some temporary thrust. You guys then asked Nim about the map of Avernus and got some information on a few more locations around Avernus. You then spoke to the imps, Pins and Needles, and after seeing through their initial ruse, you agreed to deal with the 6-armed red-cap Wazik for them. After a brief fight in which you disposed of this red-cap and 2 of his murderous little friends, you guys rested up before going to see Maggie. Although Barnabas did assist in that fight a little bit.
Yes, he did.
And in Maggie's workshop, she had prepared the ritual to allow Lulu to revisit her memories. Lulu wanting to remember the last time she saw Zariel. The ritual was begun, and you felt your minds thrust out of your bodies and into Lulu's mind in an orange flash of fiendish magic. And that's where we're picking up right now. So, I will just say, brace yourselves, there's going to be a wee bit of monologuing happening at points, but there is room for you guys to have input, I assure you. So,
hit us with it, Gavin.
Yeah, as the flash of orange light fades away, you see total darkness before you, and Maggie's voice fills your mind. I am able to speak with you, but I may need you to guide Lulu through the vision. These are memories as Lulu remembers them. Any other figures in the dreams will only react to you as Lulu imagines they would. And this blackness begins to give way. You hear birds chirping You hear a gentle breeze rustling some leaves, and the blackness fully dissipates, and you're standing on a hillside on a warm sunny day, looking out over green pastures and rolling fields, and off in the distance you can see the walled city of Elturen. Though there's no sign of the companion in the sky, and some of the landmarks of the city you're familiar with are absent from the skyline, but it is still recognizably Elturen. By your side, also looking out over the landscape towards Elturen, you can see Lulu in her mammoth form. Great golden furry mammoth with her big wings folded at her back. And by her side is the angel Zariel. Her wings also folded behind her, a blindfold over her eyes, though it doesn't seem to be impeding her vision any. And Zariel gently runs her hand through Lulu's hair just below her large ear, as the two just stand there and admire the view. And then Maggie's voice comes through and says, "We've gone too far back. It would seem Lulu wants to linger in this moment. She's reluctant to push on. You must convince her to carry on."
I want to see her as well.
Yeah, wait, so we can't see Lulu. We're just like looking through the eyes of Lulu, effectively.
No, you guys are here living the memory alongside her.
Oh, okay.
You can see Lulu there and Zariel there by her side.
Okay, and they don't respond, or Lulu will respond.
They haven't acknowledged you yet. The two of them just be kind of having a moment together, looking out over the landscape.
I get them another moment. And then I begrudgingly say, "Lulu, it's time to go."
It just feels like everything gets a lot darker from here, and this feels nice.
But remember, you wanted to see the last time you saw each other, and this isn't it.
I know. And she looks down at Zariel beside her, who looks up and gives her a smile. I want both of you to make a persuasion check. Double 23s.
Yo!
Yeah.
Done. Good shit.
So, as Zariel smiles up at Lulu, she just kind of turns to face you two and nods. And Maggie's voice comes in and goes, there we go. And the scene begins to shift. And as it does so, and your vision kind of distorts, you suddenly now find yourselves on horseback. The clipping and clopping of hooves below you. You're side by side on different horses, traveling through a lightly forested area on a somewhat cloudy day. Just ahead of you, maybe 10, 20 feet or so, you can see Lulu in her mammoth form walking the road. The angel Zariel sat atop her. And behind you stretches a line of soldiers disappearing beyond your vision. And there are hundreds of them, some mounted, some on foot, some carrying banners. You see the crest of Elturen, and you see the banner of the Hellriders. All of these figures following after Zariel and Lulu. And to either side of Lulu, there are two horses, all four mounted by individuals in particularly fine-looking armor. On one side, there are two men, human, talking to each other. One has they're very heavily armored in plate mail. One has very dark skin and black hair tied up in a ponytail. The other appears to be lighter in skin tone with kind of piercing green eyes. And they are having some sort of conversation. On the other side, the other two horses, there is a woman and a man. The woman you recognize as Yale, the woman who had been clutching Zariel's sword in a different vision Jelly experienced, and then Amity also experienced through prying into Jelly's mind. Yale seems to be having a conversation with a man who looks very, very pale. He's got this long blonde hair. You can see his slightly pointed ears that protrude slightly from the hair. It's kind of squinting and wincing a little whenever the sun passes between clouds and brightens the area.
Can we ask Lulu, like, so we can speak to Lulu right now as she's moving?
She's ahead of you just now. You could ride up, kind of past these groups,
Could, as we're passing, like, Yale and the elf, could I ride up and ask Lulu, Lulu, do you know who that is? Like, pointing to the elf.
Yeah, so you ride up and you ask, and Lulu kind of looks back and goes, I think, yes, that's Yale and that's Yander. Really and as you're kind of close to them, you can actually overhear, you can hear what they're discussing just now. None of them seeming to pay you any attention or even acknowledge your presence currently. As you're there, another kind of gap in the clouds appears and the sun shines brightly, and this man Yander again kind of squints and winces.
Can I make some kind of check? Like, why is he wincing at the sun?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and make an insight check.
Oh, insight.
Can I guess? Is there not a race of elves that like don't like the sun?
Yeah, but they usually have like grey skin.
The race you're thinking of are drow. They typically have purple, blue, or grey skin.
Okay, touche. He's a vampire.
I was like, oh shit! I was like, what kind of vampire? Give me that whisper, Gavin.
I am whispering you.
So we swipe the knowledge. Alright.
And as he does so, Yale says, "Still not used to the daylight then, Yander?" And he kind of looks over and smiles warmly at her. He goes, "Zariel's blessing helps immensely, though it does still burn a little." And he looks up at the sky, exposing his face fully. And he kind of grits his teeth a bit and says, "It is good to have these reminders, though. You must never get too comfortable, forget our pasts." And as he does so, you can see where his canines are. He has big fangs.
Oh.
And Eo says, "You are a strange one, Yander, but I'm glad to have you with us." And he responds, "I am glad to have this opportunity to do some good. I've taken far too many lives. It's time I saved some." I was worried, I must admit, Haruman and Olanthius might object to my presence, but it seems I had little reason for worry. Haruman and Olanthius. And Yale responds, "No need to worry about the lovebirds. We all have a common purpose here." And Yander kind of nods, says, "That we do." And their gaze kind of rests on the road ahead of them.
Can I ask Lulu, do you know who they are? I'm pointing to the other two.
Now on the other side, Lulu looks around at you and goes, "That's Haruman." And he kind of gestures a trunk towards the kind of paler man with the green eyes. And then gestures her trunk over towards the man with his black hair tied up in a ponytail. Says, "And that's Olanthius." And if you're on that side, you would then be able to hear the conversation Olanthius and Haruman are having. And you can see that the ponytail man, Olanthius, takes a look behind him at the many soldiers accompanying them. And a kind of look of concern passes over his face. Says, "I must confess, Harry, I worry about these soldiers. They've given their oaths and sworn themselves to Zariel just as we have, but these people have no experience of the horrors that await us. And Harriman responds, have faith, Ollie. You've seen Yale in battle. These Elturans, they're strong in will and body, and they're true to their word. We will see this through, all of us. And Olanthius says, that they might be, but they still have no concept of what lies ahead. And a look of worry then passes over Harriman's face. And he goes, Ollie, do not lose faith in Zariel. She guides us in a righteous path. We must trust in her always. She has put her faith in these Elturans, and so too shall we. And Olanthius looks down for a moment before just kind of nodding gently, saying, of course, Harry, we fight for a noble cause. And at this point you hear Maggie's voice come in. Could it truly be? Are we looking upon Zariel's lapdog Harriman before his fall? I am thoroughly intrigued.
Oh.
Oh!
And be that as it may, though, it seems we are still a little too far back. We must press on once more.
I know it's hard, Lulu, but we gotta
Keep going.
do what we came here to do.
And I like stroke her. Like,
Oh, she's big.
yeah,
No, she is big. She is a mammoth right now. I know. And both of you make persuasion checks again.
One big rose, big rose.
Big rose. Fuck.
We staying here.
All right.
Also, Sarah, you're rolling as Sarah.
See, it doesn't count, Gavin.
It doesn't count.
Every week.
Same shit.
So as you say that, she goes, I know, but it's been so long since I saw all my friends. And her eyes glance over all four of these individuals on horseback very close to her. I miss them so much.
We're your friends, Lulu. We'll be there with you.
No matter what.
We'll stay here as long as it takes.
Thank you. Thank you for being such good friends.
I'm just stroking her big ass mammoth body.
I was just gonna say her big ass.
Just behind her, just rubbing her big mammoth ass.
I was like, how's she got that? That's how Sarah comforts me.
Yeah. Big ass.
It's very reassuring.
Yeah. That's what friends are for.
And then Maggie's voice comes into your head. She says, it's difficult, but I can move us on. Brace yourselves. Both of you make wisdom saving throws.
Oh!
I get advantage.
Oh, you do?
Finally. This is magic, right, Gavin?
Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, so you can use your gnome cunning here. You don't get many chances to use it, but I would I would say we can count this as a spell that Maggie is casting, and therefore
it's just magic, my dude. Fucks, get spells out your head. It's just magic.
Okay, so you have extra 19, 18. Okay, so you're both unharmed as Maggie tries to shunt the vision forward a little here. The scene shifts once more, your vision kind of distorting and taking on new shapes around you. You're no longer on horseback. Now the sky is dark with smoke and ash, illuminated slightly orange by some far-off fire. You're still in a somewhat wooded area, but there are signs of battle around you. There are wounded soldiers being tended to. There are what appear to be pools of demonic ichor. Amity, you being quite familiar with them. Both of you having seen demonic ichor a few times now. And there are also a few gnoll corpses scattered amongst the area here. And about 200 feet ahead of you, you can make out a large portal, a rip in space, about 20 feet in diameter. And on the other side of the portal seems to show some sort of scorched, reddish-brown landscape where a battle is still raging. And just short of that, you see Zariel mounted on Lulu's back, sword held aloft in the air, and she is rallying those still standing and able to fight. Hellriders, our chances now, our righteous crusade continues on. All those still able to fight, with me, we take this fight to Avernus itself. And she turns Lulu around and charges through the portal. Many Hellriders and the 4 individuals you saw before charging with her.
We gallop in as well.
And as she talks, I cannot put this across because I am but a mortal man, but there's a strange hymn or song-like quality to her voice, but it seems oddly commanding. And as this is happening, Maggie's voice comes in very frantic. Through the portal! Through the portal! Do not lose sight of the angel! We must witness this!
Okay! Let's go!
Right.
You heard
you guys rush through the portal. And as you do so, as you step through, the scene kind of shifts once more. And as you kind of acclimatize, you find yourself about 200 feet through the portal on the other side now, battle raging around you. You immediately notice that back behind you, the portal itself on this side, there seems to be some sort of set of large infernal batteries that are powering some arcane structure, keeping the portal in place, maintaining it. And this battle being waged around you. To the east, you can see the river Styx in the distance, and waves of demon rushing from it and joining the fray. As Zariel, Lulu, and the Hellriders are fighting them back. But you realize this is a 3-way battle. There are devils descending upon them as well, from a different angle. And you watch as Lulu charges through these well-organized squads of devils, sending them flying through the air, goring them with her mammoth tusks as she goes. And she begins to get bogged down with just the sheer number of them clinging to her, trying to slow her down and bring her to a halt so they can lay into her. And as she feels herself being slowed down and surrounded like that, she kind of rears back, her trunk recoiling somewhat, and she then slams down and lets loose this roar as this blast of radiant energy erupts from her trunk, eviscerating the devils that surrounded her and thought themselves to be getting a good hold on her. You see the Hellriders taking up positions, forming kind of defensive walls to protect each other's flanks from devils and demons alike. Sorry. And the 4 notable individuals you saw before, Harriman, Olanthius, Yale, and Yander, they're in the fray as well, striking with incredible ferocity and weathering terrible blows to their own person and continuing on. And each seemingly in command of different groups of Hellriders. These are lieutenants or generals, essentially, that Zariel is using to keep control of the flow of the battle here. And amongst all this carnage, you find your eyes continually drawn to the angel Zariel herself. She is carving through swaths of fiends, taking flight and raining radiant fire down upon them. Her movement is fluid, dance-like almost. It's enrapturing to watch, to see this angel in her prime it's like nothing could ever best her, but the battle continues to unfold, and it becomes clear that neither the demons or devils are relenting. Their numbers seem just unending. They continue to descend upon the Hellriders here on this scorched battlefield of Avernus. And you can see that the Hellriders' numbers are beginning to dwindle somewhat, slowly being ground down by the forces of Hell and Abyss alike. And as you're watching all this, you can see that Zariel, as incredible a fighter as she may be, she is slowing in her movements, the fight getting to even her, as she is beginning to take a few hits here and there, not able to move as quick as she was at the beginning of the fight. And then suddenly Harriman yells out, "To our east! We're wide open! What's happened to our flank?" And the realization dawns that the Hellriders defending Zariel's force from the east have broken and retreated back towards the portal. And there is a moment of confusion and panic, and you hear Harriman's voice yell out again, "Yander, you treacherous dog!" And you can see that this group that's fleeing back towards the portal are being assisted in their retreat by Yander, who is closest to you, kind of covering the retreat. And in that moment where it looks particularly bleak, demons pouring forth from the sticks, more and more devils arriving to join the fray, and dead Hellriders all around them, many more of the Hellriders that are amongst Harriman, Olanthius, and Yale's ranks begin to turn and flee as well, seeing that this is about to end very poorly. And these Hellriders turn and they rush towards Yander, who is still hastily backing up with the others towards the portal, all the while Harriman cursing them, just absolutely furious. And you see that Zariel takes sight of the battle and the exposed flank and calls out, "Lulu, Yale, cover us!" And Yale leaps to action and moves into position on this kind of exposed area as fresh waves of demons come into view from the sticks. But you see Lulu freezing up in place, looking around her, eyes wide, and just her eyes moving from horrific sight to horrific sight. The dead Hellriders, the Hellriders that have broken and retreated, Zariel, Harriman, Olanthius, all taking a hefty pounding from the continued onslaught. And as she stands there frozen in fear, your vision kind of shudders and everything around you slows. And Maggie's voice enters your mind. This isn't right. Lulu's resisting. The memory is too painful for her. Join the fray. Give her the courage to carry on with this memory. We must see what happens from here.
We jumping in?
Yep, okay.
I got a firebolt ready to go.
You can see that Yale is essentially alone. There is an area on this kind of eastern flank where there are two kind of pools of lava and large kind of outcroppings of rock. And all the Hellriders that have previously been covering this area from demonic forces have either fallen or retreated back. And so Yale is now standing there alone as Lulu is further back, frozen in fear. So you guys rushing forward to join Yale there?
Yeah.
Sure, Lulu.
Okay. So I will swing you guys over to a battle map here.
Oh.
As I go by her, can I like run my hand along her and cast guidance just as like a
On Lulu, yeah?
Yeah, just like some radiant energy through her.
Okay.
Say, "Come on, Lulu, let's go." As we go.
So you guys drag your tokens on for me.
Zariel looks so fucking cool.
This is cool as fuck.
It's so cool.
Oh, there you are. So you run by and you kind of cast guidance on Lulu as you go. But she is terrified. She stood in place, just looking around everything unfolding around her. And as you pass by, you can hear kind of whimpering to herself as well, Jelly. As Yale is standing there watching a fresh wave of demons rapidly approach. As they are coming up into view, I would like you to roll initiative.
This is cool as fuck.
We roll. I'm so ready to kick some ass. For our friend Lulu.
Okay, so that is 11, 14 for Jelly.
For baby gal. She's good.
What the fuck is that?
Hold on. We need to.
So I'll just point out here that these tokens here are just generic Hellrider. The yellow is Yale.
Yeah.
The green is Harriman, the blue is Olantheus. This is obviously Zariel up here. As they are facing off Dibbles on that side, you are here to protect the flank, the exposed flank here from demons.
Sorry, so Yale, Zariel, random people. Who that boy? Who he is?
That's Olantheus at the top, and then the one to the left is Harriman.
The leather. Oh, okay.
Oh, I accidentally closed my dice roller. Don't do that.
So Yander was the one that didn't like the sun.
Yeah, the fucking vampire. That bastard.
IDK. Oh, look, it's those. We know about these boys.
No, you have not encountered them before.
Demons.
I thought they were the people that come back.
So I thought they were the Lemire as well, but
no, these are demons.
I don't know shit about them. Well, I might know a little bit, but I don't have advantage.
Hey, Gavin.
Yes.
Are any of Onata's relics nearby?
Are you gonna ping?
Physically, you are still in Fort Knucklebone, so no. So,
can I see our parents?
Funnily enough, yes.
Oh shit!
No, you cannot.
It's a nice.
So this first wave of demons that you see approaching here, there is this kind of swarm of strange kind of squat, maybe 4 foot tall, humanoid-like creatures. I can actually send you pictures of these.
Lulu is such an angel baby. I love her so much.
Here is this. That's the wrong chat. Don't send that to Max.
You could. He'd enjoy it.
And the other one is called... I was getting the name of the other one wrong.
On average, devils are much sexier. Just gonna put that out there.
I don't know, this second guy's pretty sexy.
Yeah. Are the blood dripping from his hooves?
Yeah. So these are the demons that are rushing towards you. Just for ease's sake, these smaller ones are called manes, M-A-N-E-S, and the larger kind of centaur-like one is an Armanite. And just because that's what I will be referring to them as during combat. So, first on the initiative is the Armanite, who
he
is going to...
Should have spent spells on that fucking red cat.
I know. It's all a dream. They can't hurt. We can't die in the dream.
That's true.
So this is just for funsies.
Yeah.
This is just
the
coolest
so
stuff.
the Armanite comes stomping forward here, and you can see that between its horns and up its kind of serrated tail, there's crackling of lightning. and it kind of screeches to a stop next to Yale there as it ducks its head down, and the serrated tail comes whipping around like a scorpion stinger almost. And as it does so, it discharges this bolt of lightning in a straight diagonal line, piercing both you, Amity, and Yale.
That's cute.
So I need you to make a dex saving throw.
Oh, that's strong suit.
Oh, that's a fail. Yep.
What do you mean?
So you are going to take numbers.
Oh, temporary hit points be with me.
I've got a play, but I don't know. That isn't the button I needed.
I love seeing that arrow go up and then your reaction.
Yeah, so Amity, as the lightning bolt passes through Yale, she yelps out in pain and then travels from her to you, slamming into you. And you would have taken 27 lightning damage. You instead take 27 psychic damage because it's happening in evasion. So you take 27 psychic damage here as the lightning slams into you, and you like feel yourself convulsing horribly with it, but it's your mind that's taking the impact.
Okay.
But you do now see that the crackling energy of its horns and its tail seem to have tapered off. It needs to recharge that ability. Amity, it is now your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna try and mind bonk him.
Okay.
Oh, fuck, boy.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw.
How wise is he?
Not very wise, but he does have magic resistance, so he gets advantage.
Fuck off.
Bitch.
He gets an 18.
I'm gonna bend. Look.
Okay. Can you use that to reduce his by a d4?
Yes, I believe so. I'm trying to send it to the chat.
So you can use Ben Luck here. So you knock off 2 sorcery points, roll a d4, and see if you can reduce it from was it 18? I think here.
Oh fuck off.
17.
Well,
is that not enough?
No. I tried my best.
Also, make a wild magic surge roll.
Come on, it's what we need right now. It's what we need. Oh, he's so close.
So it's strange tapping into your wild magic in this kind of dreamscape. It feels slightly different and odd. So it takes a bit of getting used to here, but you don't lose control of it too much. You let loose your mind bonk, but the Armonite shrugs it off, forces your presence out of its mind. Even with you kind of trying to twist, slightly tapping a little bit extra into that pool of wild magic within you, but you just can't get a good enough hold on it in this weird dreamscape. Is that your turn then?
Yes.
Okay, it is then Yale's turn. She will make 2 attacks with her pike here. Second one hits. Yeah, that does. Yeah, so Yale kind of is trying to shrug off the lingering kind of lightning jumping around her armor best she can. She rushes forward, takes 2 stabs with the pike, missing with the first and catching it on the way back, kind of tearing a wound in the Armonite's side. Jelly, it's your turn.
Oh, these plays, boys.
What she got?
Oh, what don't she got? I'm gonna move right
What
up
are you going
in
to
this
do?
box thing,
Okay, right.
and I'm gonna cast
Mm-hmm.
Wall of Fire, and I'm gonna have it go all the way up here.
Okay,
In
right.
fact, fuck it. I'm gonna put it here.
Hey.
Okay, right.
Stunts get hit because it's within 10 feet of the wall.
Oh.
Jesus, okay, I'm going to send that to the chat.
I
Holy
fucking
shit.
will.
That is insane.
So good. I need to. There you go.
Fire, so something right. You can make it up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick, or a round wall.
Not gonna be
It's
right.
opaque and lasts for duration when the wall appears within its area. 5d8 per damage, or half as much damage on a successful one. One side of the spell takes the same damage on each side. Okay, right. So,
Resting place, as always.
um,
My girl.
And it's 120 feet. Thank you. So this should be fine.
okay, yep. Can you just leave that there for now so that I can use it to judge the? I do think that means you're missing the one at the very bottom right.
Nah, it's 10 feet, man.
It's kind of like projected like out there though, is it not? So it's
I
like
mean, think of fire. Fire doesn't.
one side of the wall is right by you.
Oh, a little diagonal, right?
And just turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall.
You know. I'll leave it up to the DM if you don't want it. Fine. It just would be cool as fuck if it.
I would be cool as fuck. Alright, so all of these have to make dex saves. I'm making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes.
Okay, so it's 8 dex saves I'm making, right?
Roll
What's
those
the
dice.
what's the DC on this?
15.
15.
13. Okay, their dex modifier is really bad. Right,
Like to
so
hear.
That's good shit.
fail, 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 fail,
Eh!
success.
Oh, come on.
Just the last one succeeded. But he still takes half damage. So roll 5d8 fire damage here.
Do it, gal.
Okay.
26. Okay, so
Not too bad.
How many are
The-
dead?
so the mains do have fire resistance, so it's 13 fire damage.
I can.
However, that is still enough to kill them.
Yes!
So
What a play!
Little baby bitches.
so
I really
that is
thought they were going to be so much stronger than that's why I cast a 4th level spell on them. Gee.
6.
Wipes him out very effectively.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's one less thing to bring.
So
We've just got this
half to
big boy.
13, half that. This one is still alive. It's taking 6 damage, which does bloody it. So the one down the very bottom, still alive, but just barely. Yeah, so you rush forward, you see this horde of mains rushing towards you. You channel that divine energy and just manifest this flaming wall in front of you as the mains rush forward into it, unable to get out of the way as the fire consumes them, and they just go splattering through the fire wall as chunks of demonic ichor, essentially. But you do see there's one at the end that was just kind of slightly out of the way in time. It's still got kind of scorched. Like half of it is like horribly scorched and melted, but it's still struggling on.
Yeah, he'll take damage next time though, won't they? And I don't think there's really. Thing.
Yeah, when it enters
I
on the
don't-
first time.
It depends.
Or wait,
It
for
could
the
go
first
both.
time on a turn, or it ends its turn there.
So on its turn, it'll
So-
take damage, right?
If it's still within it at the end of its turn, it'll take damage.
That you said on the first time. I would need to read it.
A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a
Oh,
turn, but
sorry.
is not entering the wall because he's already entered it because that's where it was summoned.
Agreed.
Yeah, so,
Fine.
so is that your turn? Sorry, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so then this little main, with his big old speed of 20, he's going to hobble around the outside.
You little bitch. You little bitch. I didn't see
Then he
that
will
part of the
go-
map. I hadn't scrolled. I hadn't zoomed out enough.
And then he will kind of dash, hobbling his half melted form a little bit further forward.
Ooh.
Fires
That's
doing
his turn.
this now.
Jail, it's your turn again.
Right, I know it's 20 feet high, but see before I cast it, did I see any other? I take it as like a flat plane, so if there were any other demons coming from like further east, would I have seen them?
Yes, but they are further back, considerably further back.
Like how far? Because I don't know whether to drop the wall and just like deal with the threats here with all the
Um,
concentrations.
Will they be here within 1 minute?
It is.
Yeah, if they're within 1 minute. But if they're out with 1 minute, the wall's coming down.
Going timber.
Yeah, it's going timber.
They might be there within a minute.
Might. Oh shit. Okay, I'll keep the damn wall. We'll see how beefy this fucker is.
He's pretty big.
I know, that's why I'm scared.
Okay, I'm gonna put a wee blue dot on you just to signify that you kind of have a concentration thing up.
Thank you, because I will forget. Okay. On the big boy.
The bigger boy.
The bigger the boy, we're gonna do.
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
No.
Nope.
No.
Change
We're gonna guiding bolt him. He is.
You are in melee range, so you have disadvantage on the attack.
No. Okay, well then I won't. How about that? How about I don't? I'll work with radiance just now. How about that?
Just a wee word of radiance, okay?
A little one.
Test the water, you know?
Just a wee the test in the water. It's just a con save.
He's gonna
In case you can tell, I have the stab blocks on different sides of me, which is why I have to like consult different angles. Con save. Okay, that's a high con.
Yeah, oh fuck.
He got a 24 on his con save.
Does that fail?
I feel like that fails. So as you
believe it succeeded.
so you've let loose this wall of flame, just horribly scorching and dealing with that wall of names rushing towards you. You then clutch your holy symbol and try to let loose the burst of radiant energy around you, but the Armonite is unfazed by it.
Motherfucker.
It's a big, scary looking fucker.
Aye.
That your turn then?
Aye.
Amity, you're stopping. Amity, you have not moved yet, so you still have movement if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm chill here for now. Firebolt.
Firebolt on the Armonite. Ooh, is that an 11 then? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sadly, that does not quite hit.
Weird that doesn't hit.
It goes arcing towards him, and he sees it come, just easily ducks out the way of it. Very swift.
That is fair. I'm just gonna stay where I am. Lulu, you're up.
Come on, Lulu.
Okay.
You got it.
Lulu.
Over here.
Lulu
Move your way.
is still terrified.
No,
It quakes in spot.
You want to?
It's then the Armonite's turn. So does he get Lightning Lance back?
Please don't.
He does not. So instead, he will make 3 attacks. Jelly, you have just rushed up directly in front of him, so he kicks his 2 front hooves up towards you. So they come up towards you, and that is 19 to hit. Don't think that'll do it.
Get those hooves.
So the hooves come up clattering against your prize shield, not really finding purchase. Then as he comes down, he rakes down with both hands, his big claws coming down at you. So that comes out as a definitely not enough. And with that failing to work, he whips the serrated tail around towards Yale.
Not Yale.
That'll just hit her.
Well, she lives, right? Like,
oh yeah, well she has to live, otherwise we fuck the timeline.
Is that how this works?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That's a lot of damage actually. Between the between the lightning lance and now the serrated tail, she is bloodied.
Do we actually understand from what Maggie said, like, the people in this vision, they can't die, right?
I was literally just about to get to that. So, as you having successfully blocked the hooves and the claws, as Armonite gets frustrated and swings its serrated tail around, catching and ripping away at Yale, leaving her in a very bad state, Maggie's voice enters your minds. And she says, "Careful, if that one goes down and she's not supposed to, we might get forced out of Lulu's mind."
Okay, good to know. I'm okay, fucking. Right, for my reaction though, can I please use penance?
You can use pins. Is that a save they have to make? Or is that, is
I
that
believe it
projectile
is.
from you or a save from them?
I think it's a save.
Hold on to I.
Wisdom saving throw. Oh, that's not very good for him. That's an 11.
Oh, fail.
So he is going to take a big chunk of damage here.
That is such a good spell. That's such a good spell.
Oh, but that's not
10 radiant damage. Yeah, okay. So seeing Yale get horribly slashed that there, you let loose this penance channel, and just as an immediate reaction and response to seeing Yale cry out in pain, this bolt of divine energy streaks from you and slams into the Armonite, scorching its side with radiant power. It takes the blow. That's just a reaction, so it's not actually your turn. Amity, it is your turn.
Go Amity.
Oh, sorry, there's a second effect, isn't there? Disadvantage on further attacks against the ally that triggered it for up to 1 minute. Okay.
Hey, no. Yeah.
Oh, the
No,
trigger.
it was the attack on Yale that triggered it. So I'll just put
Right.
right.
No, that's good.
Sorry, so Amity, what would you like to do?
What a gold.
He is no longer fucking about. I'm gonna move here so that a pulse wave cone doesn't hit my allies.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try and yeet him into that rock.
Okay.
That's smart.
Let's see the pulse wave come on this. That is a
Con save.
con save. Natural 2. Yeah, that won't cut it.
Get the fuck. Get to fuck.
So, 26 damage as well. Do you want to roll an extra d6 bludgeoning damage on top of this? I just slammed into the rock.
Get to fuck.
Hey.
Oh!
Yes.
Just that
Good
bumps
shit.
up to...
That's good shit.
That's some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really... Yeah, that's yeah.
Lamming.
What are you doing? What's going on?
What shit? Oh, he's bloody bitch.
So also make a wild magic surge roll.
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Okay, he's still
Still low, but
It's
so you rush forward, hearing that Yale needs to be protected from this thing. Essentially, you channel this pulse wave. You let loose this distortion of gravity that thrusts the Armonite flying sideways into a particularly jagged bit of the rocky outcropping. He slams in, splattering this horrible black blood from its mouth as it slams and takes the impact there. And it is now bloodied. The force of the gravity, just the kind of pulse wave passing through it and then thrusting it onto these sharp rocks. It's not looking too great there. It was a bit touch and go with your wild magic at the end, but you managed to rein it in just enough. Anything else?
Nope, that's me.
Okay, it is then Yale's turn. She has reach with her pike. She's going to give it a couple of jabs from where she is. Second one hits. Not great damage, but it's a hit. So there we go. And she will stay where she is behind Jelly. Jelly, you're up.
I'm excited for Yale to go back to Zariel and be like, oh yeah, I took them all down by myself. So no one can see it. I'm going to cure wounds Yale at second level.
Second level. So how much does she heal for here?
2d8 plus 4.
Okay, roll your 2d8 plus 4.
Okay.
2d8 plus 4. That's pretty good. That's very good, actually. So you turn around and grab hold of Yale and channel that divine energy into her, healing her and stitching up the wounds. She's no longer bloodied. Some of the particularly nasty gashes on her have seemed to seal up, no longer bleeding profusely.
Nice.
Anything else on your turn, Jelly?
Nope.
Okay.
That's me.
Then the main's turn.
Oh yeah, that boy, I forgot.
As this,
He's just hanging out.
Oh, fuck,
as this half scorched, little 4-foot wall of horrible toothy flesh comes shambling towards you, Amity.
All about him.
And he lashes out at you with his claw. Natural 20.
No!
Reggie's going down.
Are you kidding?
So normally his claw does 2d4, so it's about 4d4 here.
Oh shit.
That's not good. I can't believe it. Amity, are you okay?
You take
Amity.
9 psychic damage
Oh,
Right.
really?
as
I mean, yeah, that's okay.
it catches your gut and rips across.
Oh,
This kind of horrible shambling little creature just gets you right across the gut there. But of course, this is not your actual body here. This is just a projection of it. So your mind takes the damage.
Okay.
And that is its turn. No, it has absolutely no special abilities going on. So yeah. Jelly.
Aye.
Aye.
Can I toll the dead, the little bitch?
You can. Is that a corner whiz save?
I was.
Oh, that's probably not enough. You got a 13 on that.
No, so
Okay.
2d12.
2d12 because he's hurt. Does he have any resistances to necrotic?
He's
He does not.
gone. Get the fuck out of here.
Not as good as it could have
7
been.
necrotic damage puts him up to.
Let him die.
That.
Oh.
Fuck's sake.
So you reach out and that very familiar gonging goes off. As the arm is getting itself off the jagged rocks that have pierced its side, it suddenly begins to shudder as the gonging racks its body with these 7 necrotic damage. Still standing though. Still standing. Still got some fight left in him. Amity's turn. Unless, do you want to do anything else, Jelly?
No.
Amity's turn.
I'm gonna risk an opportunity attack and move here next to Jelly.
Okay, let's see.
Actually,
that'd be a 6 to hit. So
Gav, can I just quickly
yes.
like
Uh-huh.
see shouting to Lulu to be like, Lulu, it's okay, come on. Is that like an action or
If you're trying to make a check to like,
yeah.
I would say yeah.
For flavour though, I'm just
For flavor, you can be yelling, yeah.
I'm like, Lulu!
Lulu, fuck's sake!
For fuck's sake, Lulu.
Fuck off, Ali!
Fuck off.
off, Lulu.
Yeah, so that was like a 6 to hit or something, Amity. So
Aye.
this little half-scorched mane reaches out as you dart, yeah, but you're out of the way plenty of time.
This stupid bitch. I'm gonna firebolt him.
Okay, fireball. Oh yeah, that'll do it.
Get to fuck.
Sick.
Oh, none of those are a 1. God damn.
Yeah, but still enough to finish them all.
Hey!
Oh,
Fuck
Oh,
off.
God.
And I'm gonna get my flames around me.
Oh yeah, your flames of Phlegethos swirl up around you as you let loose this pink fireball that slams into the already scorched mane, taking care of his other side. He just kind of falls back slowly,
Taking all the fire damage.
turning into demonic ichory puddle there.
I'm just like, ow, 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 ow. I'm like ducking down like my shield.
Right? Jelly, you like feel the heat behind you and you instinctively whirl around thinking it's an enemy. It's just Amity with the pink flame swirling. Yeah, that your turn then, Amity? Okay.
Yes.
It's Lulu's turn. That won't do it. The arm. So yeah, Lulu's still just quivering the spot, looking around her. Armonite's turn. It can tell from the pendants that it was disadvantage on you. I was just going to go all in on Jelly here. Hooves, claws, and serrated. Oh no! First of all, does it get its tail attack back? Does not get the tail back. So it just goes hooves, claw, whip with the tail. Yeah. So the hooves come up again, Jelly, towards your face. Natural 1. They do not come up at all. It like totally misjudges where you are. It whiffs.
They follow the throne.
Lets out this horrible grunt of frustration that begins to try and rake its claws along your side. That is a 19 to hit. Doesn't hit. And then once more, kind of whirls around the serrated tail, coming round about head height for you. That will be That might do it. 23 to hit.
Yeah, it's just one over.
Oh.
Owie, ow, ow, ow.
Okay, so that will be.
Ow.
You got really lucky on the roll there. You take 10 slashing damage.
Oh.
And that's being lucky on that roll.
Get away.
Yale took substantially more than that when she got hit by it. So it whips around at head height. You kind of bring up your shield, but you're just a little slow, kind of rakes up your arm and towards your neck. But again, it's psychic damage you take because this is not your real body. So yeah, that's his turns up. Amity, you're now going.
Amity is going. She's just gonna firebolt.
Firebolt the
Doing
armor.
her okay.
Here it comes. Oh yeah, that's enough. 15 fire damage.
Fire damage.
That is. Yeah, so as you see it kind of laying into jelly here, again, that kind of nasty hit, and you let loose a firebolt over Jelly's head, slamming into the Armor Knight's face as the kind of pink flames wreath around it momentarily. And as it kind of shrugs off, you can see its face looking really fucked up from that. This thing maybe doesn't have that much fight left in it.
Get him, Jelly. Get him. Oh, Yale.
And then Yale's turn.
You when you go.
Yale's here.
Oh, natural 2 and natural 3.
That's not what we wanted to hear.
No. Jelly, you're up.
I will. Oh, do I get disadvantage on Toll the Dead?
No. Toll the Dead is an effect that happens to them, not something you like launch at them. So being in melee doesn't mean you're being harassed or anything by this.
I will Toll the Dead.
You Toll the Dead. So the Armor Knight. I know I literally just asked this. This Connor was. Yeah, that is a very low roll. He'll be hit by that.
That's great news. Come on, big rolls.
Roll up the damage.
These rolls. These good rolls.
That will do it.
Yay!
So once more that going goes out and it tries its best to force its way through it similarly to before, but it's just a little too much and its mind is broken and the necrotic energy pulses through it one last time as it collapses to the ground there, becoming slowly a puzzle of demonic ichor.
Fantastic. That's what we like to hear.
Don't move him off to the side. And you can see that actually no, that the wall of flame, you can't see through the wall of fire, can you?
Yeah. Oh.
I think it specifies that it's opaque, you cannot see through it.
Unless you're taller than 20 feet.
Does Jelly just sense that like a little gong goes off in her head every time someone takes damage from it? Like Pyro in TF2.
The wall is opaque, you cannot see through it.
But I saw things were coming.
You saw things were coming, but the wall of fire is currently obscuring your vision.
Yes.
And Jelly, it is your turn.
Goodness gracious. So there's no other enemies that I can see.
Not on this kind of side of the battlefield anyway. You can see that the fighting is still intense elsewhere, but where you are currently is nothing there, but you know other things are coming.
From what? From all directions, essentially.
Well, you guys are kind of defending this kind of eastern spot here, this kind of little opening.
Yeah, but I mean, I can't. I'd have to. I don't think I've got enough movement to get anywhere that I could see.
Yeah.
The wall. So
you could drop the flame wall, but it's your call.
Why would I drop the flame wall?
A wall of flame.
Why would I? Can I hold my action and then if I see anything come round the wall, let off a Toll the Dead or something?
Yeah, sure. So you're holding a Toll the Dead for anything that comes over the wall, basically. What, like through the wall, over the wall, around the wall, like that.
Aye, because Toll the Dead's 60 feet. So yeah, anything that comes through it or around it, they're getting told. They're getting help.
They're getting help. Okay. So you ready that? Amity, anything you want to do?
Oh, ready, yeah. little firebolt. I'll line up beside Yale as well. Be like, gals.
Okay.
Gals.
And you can see that Yale as well is kind of like standing at the pike, looking at the wall of flame, bracing herself.
You
Whatever might
know,
come over this way.
confused.
She's not real. She is Lulu's memory of Yale.
He's real.
It's real. We're time travelers.
So we've got Toll the Dead and a firebolt prepared. Lulu's turn. She has advantage now. She succeeds.
Hey! Come on, my gal.
So as you guys kind of brace yourselves there, you hear a loud mammoth like roar from behind you, and you look around and see that Lulu is like rearing back on her hind legs, and she slams down, and she says, "We can do this!" And like the big wings unfurl, and she like flies forward and lands right beside you there.
Oh shit! Tramples over the dead Hellrider.
So like you like feel the ground shake as Lulu slams down next to you in her great mammoth form. And I will can delete these now and roll initiative.
It's gonna be like, I knew you could do it, Lulu. Come on.
What's this thing stats there?
Get bonking. I can't wait to see Big Lulu in battle. I know.
Like, to learn all of our moves. Ultra sick moves.
That is a comes out as a that. You come out as a not so great for you, my friend.
My friend.
Sort by descending. These things can jump, right? Yeah, okay. So I will throw these up here and throw these guys here. Should not be going around it. It's going to be over here.
So as you're doing that, I'm going to quickly go pee.
I might do that as well, actually. I'm just finishing up here and I'll go
pee break.
Take a quick wee break.
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Sarah Williams started recording.
Recording.
So, as you're all lined up here, you hear a horrible gorilla-like yell. And then two figures come leaping up over the top of the wall of fire.
Fuck off.
That's still within 10 feet.
Yeah, if they stop there, but it doesn't happen on this side of the wall.
Flip it.
What the fuck?
Oh shit, 19! Oh fuck. They're gonna bowl us over like some pins. Oh shit.
As they come leaping over these two Barlguras, and I will send you a picture.
Yes, I know these. Well, I don't know these. I just know of them.
I think Ford summoned a bunch of them and
on the boat.
Yes. These great like orange and blue like gorillas, these horrible big demons. There's a Barlgura for you. I've sent it to a Gals Hotel chat so you can get a good look at him. Oh yeah, you're showing him to the camera there. So he comes, the two of these come leaping over. Immediately, which ones do you guys want to hit with your prepared firebolt and your prepared Toll the Dead?
I'll hit this one.
That one. Okay, roll your firebolt attack.
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah,
that would do it.
Does it hit? A 20?
Yeah, that
because it's a +1. Does it go to a natural 20?
It does not hit the bonuses work, I'm afraid.
What do you mean? Are we re-rolling that one?
So that comes out as a 10 plus the 1. It comes out as an 11. And he normally has resistance to fire, but because of your special staff, he does no longer.
No.
So he takes the 11 fire damage as he is like hurtling through the air, like imagine like the Incredible Hulk that kind of just launching himself. That's basically how these guys leap the wall of fire here. But as he's hurtling through the air towards the ground, just before he impacts the pink firebolt slams into him, ignites him with his fur, and he kind of comes out with a horrible grunt of pain, realizing that he's kind of scorched and singed. Which one are you hitting with the Toll of the Dead, Jelly?
Before I knew where Amity was going, I was gonna hit this guy. So why is it not?
Top? Are you talking top guy?
Yeah. Why is that not? Why am I not able to interact with?
You're on the ruler.
Thank you. Someone's looking at my screen. Thank
Well,
you.
actually, what's your base dex?
Why?
If it's lower than Amity's, then she would have gone first anyway. So
I need to get my character sheet up. I need to do that anyway. 0, 11. What number you want?
Amity, what's your dex?
17.
17. Yeah, so Amity, as soon as the bottle girl comes inside, Amity lets off the firebolt. So yeah, you have enough time to kind of readjust and hit that one with your Toll of the Dead. So.
I don't want to though.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay, you want to spread it? Okay.
It's
so
going to be facing down a mammoth.
Fair enough. So you hit the one at the top.
This
Is it whiz save? Yeah, whiz save.
Wait, no, I'm an idiot. Can I change my mind again? Can I hit the bottom one? It's
I haven't rolled it. Yeah, you can hit the bottom one. So is it con or whiz?
Oh no, I can't even remember. Oh jeez. Whiz for total.
Is that Percy talking?
Oh yeah, that'll hit. Roll your 2d12. 6 necrotic damage.
I hit the fucking top one. God damn it.
Yeah, so you let off your respective spells, both hitting the Balgura that is at the bottom there as he comes flying over, the gonging going off after he's landed. He kind of shrugs that off. So, will they?
Will they, won't they?
Yeah, they will. As they land, each of you are going to have to make a.
No.
As soon as this loads. Oh, why is this loading? Has my internet frozen up? Or at least my PC's internet. Wait, where's the handbook? I'll find it in the handbook. Oh, now it's loaded up. Yeah. What does it? Oh, both can make intelligence saving throws.
Going good. Advantage on that. Yes! Is it magic?
You do get advantage, actually. You do get advantage.
No, this is my suggestion. Thank God, because I'm not very smart.
Good thing you had that advantage. The DC was 13.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So these two Balguras leap over, and as they land and assess the situation in front of you, they both cast Phantasmal Force, each of them targeting a different one of you. You both succeed on your saving throws against Phantasmal Force. So you feel a presence try to enter your mind and distort your perception, but you both force them out. That is the Balgura's turn. Amity, you're up.
Come on.
I am gonna cast Shatter in between the two of them.
Nice. So what kind of save is that? That is con.
Save.
It'll be a.
Can I cast it as at 4th level?
Sure, yeah. So that's going to deal an extra. Hold on, is that in total? It'll do 5d8 if it hits. Then. Okay, so it's a 15 and a 9.
Both fail.
Both right. So roll your 5d8 thunder damage.
It says rolling the dice. Ooh, we win some, we lose some.
Okay, yeah. Also make a what magic surge roll.
Which close?
Oh boy.
Oh.
Got a 1. Fuck it. Let's go.
Is that? Yeah, it does actually.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Bloodied!
So between where they land, you like let loose a shatter, channeling that wild magic from within you, and you very nearly let lose control of it as you feel a little bit of excess wild magic pour out of your fingers. It's like whoa, and you manage to get a tight hold on it just as the spell completes. As this thunderous echo rings out, and the two Bulgurs there are both rocked by the thunder damage. Anything else in your tonality?
Nope, that's me.
It is you. I forgot to make you roll a concentration check earlier, Jelly.
Ooh. How do I
I'll
do
just let it slide. I'll just let it slide because the Balgurs have been kind of acting as if the wall of fire is there, so we'll just let it slide for now. Jelly maintained her concentration when the Armalite slashed at her.
that? Makes sense.
Then Yale's turn. Yale will. These things have reach. Oh.
No, you.
Mm.
Her reaction is to pull her back.
Yale will position herself here and ready an attack for anything
Your
comes
ass
close
in
to her.
lane. He breaks ranks.
Jelly, you're up.
Right. Can I just take a hot minute to look around the battlefield? Are any other key players in this story dead?
No, on the northern side here,
Yeah.
the battle seems to be they seem to be doing okay, holding the forces at bay.
Fantastic. I wasn't
They're not really like making any progress forwards, but they are successfully holding things off from pushing them back.
You win some, you lose some. Okay, so in that case, do I have any idea how much longer my wall is gonna remain?
With a gap from
It's up to you. I mean, I don't mean like it needs to be accurate, but your call. Is it gonna?
we'll see, you've got another 3 rounds left in it.
Oh fuck! All right, changes things. I was expecting.
Don't get hit.
Don't get hit. It's very easy. In that case, I'm gonna guiding bolt.
Which one you guiding bolting?
I really think Lulu can take this down. So, with faith in Lulu, I'm gonna guiding bolt this one instead.
Okay, make your attack roll.
It's just oh god, wait, I'll just send it to the chat.
Spell attack.
Yep. I'm just sending it.
Just a ranged spell attack.
Yep. Oh fuck's sake. Sorry, changing tabs left, right, and center. Okay, range spell attack is go 14.
The AC is 15.
Oh.
No, it's not.
So you let loose a guiding bolt, channeling that divine energy into yourself and then forward, but the Balgura steps aside just at the right moment and the guiding bolt disappears into the flame wall behind it.
Next turn, Jay, don't worry.
Okay.
And this is then your turn again.
Oh god, I'm just ramming through the spell slots. Oh fuck's sake. No, I'm gonna. No, I need to. I'm gonna have to guiding bolt it again.
Okay, hit it with a guiding bolt.
Unfortunately, I think he's too scary.
Oh,
that's much better. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Roll your 4d6 radiant damage.
36.
Yeah.
Okay.
17.
Got a spread.
That's all right. I believe that.
Oh, maths. So you let loose a second guy adjusting for the movements, and this one strikes it dead center in the chest. And you see the kind of radiant energy encircle it, and the fur begins to glow. And next to attack, it has advantage, as attacks will be drawn to it. But it does look bloody from that attack, where the radiant energy kind of slammed into its chest, like this kind of glowing scorch mark there.
Good shit.
Anything else?
I'm gonna move up as well with my girl here.
Okay. So, Amity, before it gets to your turn,
What?
there's actually some other things here on Initiative 9.
Get burnt. No.
So
Okay.
coming around
Oh, yeah,
either
these
side,
ones.
coming around either side of the wall of fire, you see dretches who you have encountered before.
Oh,
Where did we have these guys before?
They were part of the demons coming up from the basement of the chapel in Elturen.
Right. Give me a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a lot of jelly visions to get through.
I can once again send you an image of them if you would like.
I can just zoom in on the token.
There they are.
Oh, but you're missing out on all of the fine details, like
Oh, yeah.
their horrible hairy crotch that hangs down.
Oh no, I don't want to see that.
I do not want that at all.
Well, I've sent it your way anyway. I just noticed that there. I didn't know someone was
definitely.
making the token, but I'm just.
Eyes drawn.
Yeah. Anyway, so they began making their way around either side. So that would have taken. Oh god, that would take all their movement to kind of come into view. Actually, and they can dash. They can dash. What I'm talking about.
I wish they wouldn't.
Yeah, their hairy crotch. What the fuck is going on there? Why didn't I move that wall closer to the box? Like a buffoon.
Or that maiden up there is actually dead. It's just
Yeah,
moved out the way.
This fucking wall's coming down. It's just a waste of my damn time.
Okay. So yeah, that's their move. That's their turn. They just have to move. So Amity, you're now up.
I'm going to firebolt the one I've been going at.
Laying into. Okay, another firebolt coming in.
Another firebolt.
Hits.
We roll the one.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So it's 9 fire damage in total there. Brings this guy to that. Yep, so you let loose another firebolt, catching him kind of in the upper torso. And yeah, he's looking kind of fucked up right now, but he's still kind of staring you all down with this horrible, bloodthirsty savageness in his eyes. Listening to this kind of low, rumbly growl. Is that your turn then?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, Lulu, 3 o'clock. Some beasties.
So it is now Lulu's turn, so we'll consult her character sheet real quick.
She going to do? I'm so excited.
Yeah, she will. Does she have enough room to do this? Oh, she's just not enough.
She can take one step back.
She can actually, you're right. So Lulu begins backing up, and then the big wings sprawl out, and she takes flight, rushing forward towards this Barlgura here. I'll just move this body out of the way.
She goes flying.
Get out of here.
So that will be. Oh yeah, that'll hit. And that will deal. Yeah. So Lulu, launching herself forward with tremendous speed, slams into the Barlgura, tries to kind of wrestle her back, but she's too big. She's moved into with considerable momentum. The mammoth tusk is goring into its chest, and Lulu kind of thrusts it back into the wall of fire, it kind of tumbling backwards to the wall of fire and turning to demonic ichor and dissolving away as it passes through. Lulu, is she within range to do this? What's the range on this? Yes. Yes. She would then use Trumpet of Blasting. And you see once more her trunk kind of recoil in and then shoots out with a great big mammoth roar towards the other Barlgura. It does make it a saving throw, as this kind of blast of radiant energy passes over it. And it is looking really fucked up from that.
As he should.
So yeah, that's Lulu's turn. I can take the.
Lulu have advantage on that attack roll. Sorry.
It was a saving throw, so the
Oh.
guiding bolt advantage doesn't apply.
Right.
And then it's then the Bargura's turn, and it is at this point. I'll move the dead Bargura out of the way. That you hear yet another,
Oh,
and
geez.
a third Bargura comes over the top of the wall of fire.
Just-
No.
No. Nope. Just grab that there. So he comes and crashes down. He'll crash down over here. And seeing Lulu in front of him, he will immediately wail on Lulu.
No, stop it.
So he'll make 2 fist attacks and then a bite. The fists come in first. Oh, that will be 25 to hit. Oh, 26 to hit. Both of, so that will be 7. Ooh. So Lulu takes 21 bludgeoning damage from the 2 impacts of the fists. Bulgur then leans in and bites into Lulu, or attempts to. Not a great roll in the bite. Yeah, so it wails on Lulu with its fists, dealing 21 bludgeoning damage. Lulu tries to recoil and gets just out of the way as the kind of snapping jaw comes in. The other Barlgura is going to leap forward and land next to you, Jelly. And same on you, 2 fists and a bite coming in. So that's a really low roll on the fist. Oh, the second fist might do it though. 21? No, 21 doesn't do it for you, does it? No. The bite comes in at a 19. No, so yeah, you like feel the ground tremble as it leaps and lands in front of you, bring its like great big meaty arms down onto you. But you're a sturdy little thing. You're armored up. You've got your big shield. You're able to keep it at bay without taking too much damage yourself. That is the 2 Barguras. Amity, you are up.
If I cast Shatter here, will it hit Lulu?
What's the radius on Shatter?
It's 15. Oh no, it's 10 foot actually.
10
oh fuck,
foot.
maybe here then.
You could get everything. I'd say you could probably position this in such a way to avoid Lulu, but you wouldn't get all the dretches. The dretch at the bottom would be missed.
Yeah, that bitch is. I'll leave him.
No, but yeah, you can get 3 of the dretches and the Balgur without getting Lulu with Shatter.
Hey, I'll do that.
Okay, another Shatter coming off.
Another con save.
Con saves all around. So the Balgura gets a 13, so the Balgura fails, and the dretches. What's the dretch con? Dretches get 10, natural 20, and a 7. So
only
the dretch here succeeds. So roll your 3d8.
Can I use 1 sorcery point to re-roll?
You can indeed.
I'm just going to re-roll all of them because it can't be possibly as bad as that.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Well. Okay. You re-rolled all 3. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because I can do up to 5.
Oh, nice. Okay. So 7 to 4. So you use 13 thunder damage here. So that knocks him up to a. Oh, he's rough, but not a little bit further from him. So that's 13. What's the dretch HP? Okay. Numbers. Oh, so make a wild magic surge roll for me.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, hold on. No, that's.
Oh, it's fine. We
That's
good
fine,
now.
that's fine,
I'm
that's
in
fine.
practice.
Yeah. So you're getting a hang of using your wild magic in this weird kind of lucid dream state. Yeah, you let loose the shatter, and that kind of crack of thunder echoes out as the Balguras are rocked by it, and 2 of the dretches are kind of horribly kind of shudder and vibrate in the spot from it. 2 of the dretches have been bloodied by it.
I'll take it.
Anything else on your turn?
I'm just gonna move like a little closer to Lulu, just here.
Okay, backing up behind her there. It's now Yale's turn. 2 pike attacks on the Bulgur in front of her. She has advantage because of that.
Hey.
just hits because of it. There's some damage there. Oh, yeah, that's enough to kill it.
Hey!
So, with the help from your guiding bolt, Yale is able to kind of force her pike up through the bottom of the Balgura's skull, and there's a kind of horrible sickening crunch, and then the Balgura goes limp and begins to drip away into demonic ichor.
Hey.
So yeah, he is donezo. Move him out of the way. And Yale will move up a bit to prepare herself for the dretches that are making their way over. Jelly, you've got 2 turns now. There's a Balgura still standing and 6 dretches still standing.
Five, 10, 15, 20. Wait, it's 15 feet in it. Well, if I'm standing there, does it hit the big boy?
Yeah. I don't know what it is you're doing, but if it's a range of 15 from where you were marking out there, then 15 would have hit.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to move there. I think it was there. Here.
Right, you move there.
And I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians, so get rid of the wall.
Okay, wall goes down.
I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh.
So it should be a circumference of
15 feet out, 50 feet out, so it catches the Balgura. Cast the spell.
Oh, it goes up to about here at the top as well, so these boys up here.
Yeah, if they come within range, that's fine. I'll put, as you've got the blue dot on you for concentration, I'll try and keep in mind that also represents Spirit Guardians. Now, okay, so on the Balgura's turn, he will have to make the save. So yeah, so you rush forward and the little angelic tieflings begin swirling around you as you channel your Spirit Guardians. Your second turn, Jelly?
That's all I got. I will Toll the Dead on Big Boy.
Okay, that is, again, Connor was.
Oh, fuck.
Was it?
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
saying was.
That is a 16.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, so you let loose the gong, but it kind of shrugs off and focuses on the big threat Lulu in front of it. That your turn then?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so down to the dretches. Dretches down the bottom here will rush forward. This one's going to kind of wedge itself into the rock here. This one will rush forward here. This one will rush forward here. The other one can't get in at Lulu. It's just going to go, now the wall of fire is down, it's going to move, try and get around the back of the Balgura. So 3 dretches will attack Lulu here. So this will be miss, miss, miss.
Oh, good.
They all get 2 attacks.
Oh.
Miss, hit, hit.
Ah.
So in total that'll come out to, yeah, Lulu takes in total from that 16 damage. Puts her up to that. She's still not bloodied. She is a hardy mammoth.
Thank God.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. And
She started.
oh, hold on, this other one. Yeah, the one that can't actually. Hold on, how big is the cloud? Nope, not big enough. Never mind. The ones up here, however, their speed. Can they get within range?
Gonna do.
They can get in range. This one's going to run up here. It has to make the saving throw from Spirit Guardians. So that is a wisdom saving throw? Wisdom saving throw, yeah. Oh, that definitely fails. So roll your 3d8 to radiant damage to the dretch. If this is high enough, it might save you from a situation that's about to unfold.
What?
roll 3d8 radiant damage.
The suspense.
All right.
Oh.
16, is that enough? It's just short. Yeah, so as this horrible little wretch comes within range, the angelic tiefling spirit guardians begin to bombard it as it rushes forward. It's looking real rough, but it's still standing, and so it lets off a fetid cloud. It kind of lets out this horrible burping noise, and this green gas fills the air around it. Jelly and Yale, you're both within range of it, so make a con save.
Oh, you have advantage on those.
Nope.
She...
Charisma, wisdom, and intelligence.
Oh, that's okay.
You're fine. Yale,
Yeah,
also
we
fine.
better be. Oh,
Nice. It was good.
But it is a recurring effect, though, so I should draw this.
Oh God.
So is Spirit Guardians. And you didn't draw that.
That's because you move. The fetid cloud stays where.
That's a good point. It would be cool if you could do like a little circle.
You can do it, or I just can't remember how you do it off the top of my head.
No, Scooby-Doo.
The other one is going to come into Spirit Guardian's range as well. Natural 19, so he's fine. He will make 2 attacks on Yale. Both hit. That comes out as...
Please don't die, Yale.
just enough to bloody her.
Fuck's sake.
And I believe if you... Sorry, you actually shouldn't have made that saving throw until you started your turn, so we'll just take that as your first attempt at...
Nice.
So you're actually fine on your first turn. Amity, you're up. So you can see that off to your side, there's a couple of directions that have just kind of spewed up some horrible green gas around Jelly and you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take one step back from that.
I don't know what I can do with that.
And firebolt, because poor Lulu's getting fucking
just wailed on here. Firebolt on the Balgura.
Yeah. The spell slots aren't looking great. It must be said.
Hits. Oh,
16.
16 fire damage. That puts him up to that. Still not bloodied though, but the pink fire scorches like kind of half his face with that pink fire. Is that your turn?
Yes.
It's then Lulu's turn. She does have to recharge. Or can she do it? Oh, she can do it a set number of times a day. She's probably used it enough. Yeah, so she will. She's going to attempt to gore the Balgura with their big tusks. Oh, yeah, that hits.
Oh, nice.
That will bloody the Balgura.
Hey, go my girl.
She's so good.
What's the wrong button?
She's awesome. Wait
Yeah, so you watch.
Nice armor on. That's gonna be.
Yeah, so Lulu kind of backs up a bit and then rushes forward, slamming the tusks once more into. Oh, this is a different Balgura. So this is the first time this Balgura's experienced it, as the tusks kind of penetrate into its gut and it splutters and tries to like push her off of it, and it is bloodied. It's left with these 2 kind of horrible wounds in its gut from Lulu's big tusks. It's then the Balgura's turn, however. So just furious, and that's going to begin laying into Lulu in retaliation. Hits. Bite does not hit. The 2 fists hit though. So in total, she's going to take. That's not too bad actually.
Stop hitting her.
Actually, that's only 12 bludgeoning damage. It could have been a lot worse for her. Takes her to. There we go. All the other Balguras are dead, so that's just his turn, just wailing away on Lulu. Can't get any bites in Lulu's fast enough to get out of the way of those, but the fists are just wailing on her big mammoth form there. And it's got this it's like this horrible thudding noise every time it impacts. And Amity, it is your turn.
I say, get away from my friend. I cast another firebolt.
throwing firebolts.
I am just
yeah, that
fireballing
hits.
away.
Yeah, if it's doing it.
Oh
And the
god, yeah.
job,
13.
13 fire damage. Is that enough to finish it?
please.
You're a little short of finishing it.
Ugh.
But yeah, you see that it's struggling from these big wounds that Lulu's left, and it accompanied by the firebolts you've already thrown and the
Wait.
shatter and everything.
Gavin,
Yeah.
you should have taken Spirit Guardian damage.
Oh.
You're right. You should have done.
Oh shit.
Come
He
on.
failed the saving throw as well. Thank you for reminding me about that.
He's down.
Make the 3d radiant damage.
There you go.
Yeah, he is down.
Hey.
Hey.
So because of that, you would not have thrown a firebolt at him.
That's true.
Who would
So,
you like to attack
the
instead
turn.
with your firebolt?
Oh shit.
Or what would you like to say? Because you only firebolted him because he was still up, but he actually would have gone down on his turn.
Oh, would he? Okay. I guess I'll just firebolt this guy.
Yeah, okay. That's one that was kind of making its way around the back.
Yeah, one guy in particular.
As the Balgura takes the Spirit Guardian's damage, these angelic tieflings bursting through its form, it collapses forward, and that firebolt you were going to let loose in the Balgura continues on the same trajectory, just hitting the dredge behind it.
That boy.
And that's just 13 fire damage, so that boy is hurt.
Get out of here.
Yes. So is that your turn then?
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, then Yale's turn. So she succeeded on the con save for you. So Yale, you and Yale are in this kind of horrible cloud of choking green gas. Yale will disengage and back up out of it to get up beside Lulu back here.
Smart. Thank fuck she did that.
It is then your turn, Jelly. You succeeded on your con save as well. So again, you feel this kind of horrible choking green gas and make its way into your lungs. But you have succeeded on your save for now. But this is going to be a recurring effect if you stay in the cloud.
Alright, I'm gonna. I don't want to leave Yale. Yale, could you not move a wee bit? Jeez, oh. Right, boys. See if I move there.
Yeah?
Did I go? Did you ask where?
No, I said yeah.
Oh, do I hit all these fools? I do. 15 feet, baby.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. Yeah,
And
you got them.
It should still blast up to protect me and Yale a little bit. Okay, so I'm then gonna. I trust you. I'm gonna toll the dead on the bloodied boy.
Okay, toll the dead cup. That's a whiz save. We've done this so many times tonight. I keep forgetting. It's a 6 anyway, so it's fucked.
Yeah, get away.
Get out of here.
Want to roll your toll the dead damage?
I already
2d12.
It's there.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's fucked. So that gonging goes off, and as the gonging goes off, the drish kind of shudders and dissolves into a puddle of ichor.
Good shit.
Leaving that other one there. Your other turn, Jelly?
He's not been hit yet, has he? Has he?
Nope, he's taken no damage so far. He's unharmed.
I'm still going to toll the dead.
Toll the dead coming up. All right, whiz save. Ooh, 15.
That is my spell
He
save.
is fine then.
No. Okay.
Yeah, so the going goes off this one. He saw the other one go down, kind of braced himself for it.
Yeah, he's no biggie. All right, that's it.
Okay, then the dretches. So I'm going to have to make 4 wisdom. Is it for Spirit Guardians?
Oh, I need to scroll.
Me scrolling.
Wisdom save.
Wisdom. So 4 wisdom saves coming up. That's a what's the wisdom modifier again? Oh, so it's a -1 anyway. Yeah, so that's a fail, success, fail, fail. Only one of them succeeded. There's this boy here. So roll your 3d8 radiant damage.
They take half
Yes.
damage, even if they fail though.
Okay, yeah, so 3d8 takes half of this. Ooh, so this also takes 8 damage, which is not enough to bloody go. So
Just the
I'm taking
rest of them,
16. Yeah, the rest of them are fucked.
Yay! Get out of here.
Yeah.
The rest of them are finished off by that. The Spirit Guardians bombarding them, their demonic forms cannot take it, and they dissipate into little kind of as like the tieflings kind of like that little angelic tieflings enter their form, and where they exit, it's like a kind of horrible splutter of demonic ichor as they burst out. But there's
Nice.
one dretch there still standing.
I think they should be scared as well because of the devil relations, and they're demons, right?
I see what you're going for there.
They're scared. Things that look like devils.
This one.
What's he gonna do?
What's he gonna do?
Another cloud of gas.
No, he's gonna vomit.
This woman.
That's spluttering up a horrible cloud of green gas around him.
They don't do what you do.
So on Lulu and Jelly's turns, you'll have to make con saves against that. The other one up the top, unharmed, he'll risk moving into the Spirit Guardians. And he will rush Yale. So as he enters the area, he makes a saving throw. 16, so he takes half damage. 3d8.
There we go.
7. Takes
Roll on
7
those
damage.
Baby.
So he rushes forward and takes a swing with his claws and tries to bite into Yale.
He's missed.
Natural 20 on the claws.
Oh, I said miss.
2 on the bite. So the claws crit for...
You
bitch.
How dare you get hit?
She actually doesn't take that much damage from it. They're not particularly scary things.
Can't use a word
Scare-
on a dream.
And that's the Dretch's turn. Amity, you're up.
Gonna firebolt the one that just went at Yale.
Okay, firebolt coming up. Hits, definitely. Their AC is really low. Oh, that's not great though, but you can reroll it. Oh!
5 damage!
Nice one, Amity!
I did it! Did you see
He
it?
is bloodied at
I
least.
bloodied him.
Oh!
So as you see it come through the kind of horrible green cloud hanging in the air and like this horrible rake across Yale, you instead of just it's like a horrible spontaneous reaction to seeing Yale in trouble. So it's like a little baby firebolt because you weren't like really focusing too much. It's a horrible like split-second decision, but it's still enough to kind of lick up the Dretch's side and leave a nasty wound there. So it is bloodied.
Lulu, get him.
Get him.
Lulu's turn. Lulu has to make a con save. Her con must be massive in mammoth form. Oh god, yeah, she's fine. Lulu will gore that Dretch. Hits. Oh yeah, he is toast. So she kind of swings around, slamming her tusks in and just kind of knocking that Dretch like head over, just kind of clattering to the ground. Lulu will then take flight briefly over Yale and land down next to the other Dretch there, positioning herself to finish it off.
Yeah, me too. Mario stomp him.
How much damage did that do? A mammoth on top of you?
Probably quite a bit. Bargura's turn. There's no Barguras left. Amity, you're up.
Fireball. I'm pissed.
Fireball.
Pissed with that dude.
Eureka. Yeah. Do you want to roll damage?
6.
What?
6 is exactly what you need to finish it off.
She knew.
Seeing as how it is the last enemy here, how do you want to do this, Amity?
As I do, I'm going to shout, Yale save Lulu! Gotta go!
And you let loose that firebolt, and it
so fun.
crashes into the Dretch, erupting into this big ball of pink flame as the Dretch melts away into demonic ichor.
Wow, what an impressive ending.
And so you can see just now that there is this determined expression on Lulu's face. And with that kind of second wave of demons eliminated there, you look towards the sticks in the east and seem to have bought some time here. And as you're kind of bracing yourselves, looking around and seeing how things are unfolding in the rest of the battle, you hear this loud, malicious voice fill the air. And there you are, just as he predicted. And with that, the battlefield is rocked as a white pit fiend crashes down into the ground, just feet away from Zariel. And you recognize this pit fiend as the one you saw directing the battle below Elturen. Pit fiend, and they land next to Zariel, and they're armed with this large flaming glaive of hell iron. And Maggie's voice actually enters your mind at this point. She goes, "Lucille, interesting." And immediately Zariel launches herself at the fiend, the two exchanging blows and have sort of taken their fight to the air, both of them capable of flight but easily enough, kind of ascending up over where the rest of the battle is unfolding as Pit Fiend and Angel slamming into each other, whirling around, exchanging blows. And it's clear that Zariel's faster and able to dart around the Pit Fiend quickly, switching her sword from hand to hand in a flash to confuse the Pit Fiend. The Pit Fiend never quite sure where Zariel's going to attempt to strike from next. But the Pit Fiend is hardy, and as much as Zariel tried to keep it off kilter, it is taking hits and keeping Zariel very much on edge. And as this kind of battle unfolds in the air above you, you do see Zariel taking a few hits as well as things kind of escalate, and it's clear she's already worn down from all the fighting this far, and this Pit Fiend is fresh to the battle and eager for blood right now. And you watch as the two are engaging this terrifying battle in the sky, like flames and divine energy clashing, and then the two face to face, weapons swinging, and Zariel's trying to make an opening. She thinks she has, and you see her swipe up across the Pit Fiend's torso, sword held in her left hand, leaving this kind of glowing golden strike across the Pit Fiend's chest. But Zariel's too slow to pull back, and having put herself directly in harm's way, the Pit Fiend, with lightning speed, thrusts the flaming glaive upwards, severing Zariel's left hand. And with that, her sword begins to fall out of the air. And again, as quick as a flash, the Pit Fiend capitalizes on this as Zariel yells out in anguish, flicking the butt of the glaive up and bringing it down onto Zariel's skull with a sickening crash. And Zariel is just sent plummeting out of the sky, crashing down to the ground, this kind of crater of dust, as the sword then clatters down beside her. And as Zariel kind of hurries to get to her feet from the dusty crater, kind of trembling, her left hand just gone. She's slowly getting to her feet, and then she is immediately impaled as the Pit Fiend has hurled the flaming glaive down. It has struck Zariel in her gut and pinned her to the bottom of that crater there. And Harriman, Olanthius, and the remaining Hellriders cry out for Zariel, but they're still trying desperately to keep the devils on the ground at bay, so they can't rush to her side. And off to the south, you see Yander is ushering the last of the retreating Hellriders through the portal. And Yander stops taking in this sight, looks around to see the last of the Hellriders disappear through the portal, takes his longsword and thrusts it into one of those infernal batteries by the side of the portal. And there is this eruption of infernal fire that engulfs Yander, and the portal flickers out of existence, being shut down behind the fleeing Hellriders. And Yale and Lulu, being the only ones able or willing to rush to Zariel's side, do so as you witness the already dark skies of Avernus darken further, as the smoky, flame-licked clouds begin to funnel down towards the white Pit Fiend floating there in the sky. And the Pit Fiend yells out, "It is my honor, Zariel, to introduce you to the Lord of the Nine himself." And with that kind of funnel of dark clouds descending erupts into flame as this tremendous flaming tornado is slowly descending down past the pit fiend and towards that crater where Zariel is pinned by this flaming hell iron glaive. And you see Zariel reach out for Lulu and Yale as they rush to her side, her blindfold knocked loose, her left hand severed clean off, and her body pinned there to the ground. Zariel reaches out and she takes the sword that's on the ground next to her with her right hand, and she brings it close to her and closes her eyes. And this immense fire tornado getting ever closer to the ground, slowly spiraling down. And you watch as the sword in Zariel's grasp begins to glow brightly with this blue radiance, as Zariel herself seems to wither somewhat. And the natural aura of radiance that Zariel exudes diminishing quite substantially as the sword takes on a bright divine aura of its own. And in the little time to spare before the tornado finally comes crashing down around them, Zariel thrusts the sword into Yale's hands. Take it far from here, both of you. Do not let it fall into their hands. Lulu, you know what needs to be done. And with that, Lulu briefly places her trunk on Zariel's head, then turns and scoops Yale up, launching Yale onto her back, Lulu taking one last look at Zariel and taking flight. And as Lulu begins to leave the battlefield, disappearing into the sky, Yale sat atop her. The fiery tornado finally crashes down around Zariel, and you can just make out through the smoke and flames the glowing figure of Zariel being slowly lifted up into the whirling inferno of the tornado. And you look back, and as Lulu is disappearing off into the sky, to the east, where the river Styx flows, you see that enormous hyena-like demon from the previous vision emerge from the banks of the river Styx, and it pauses there, sniffs the air, then lets out this spine-shivering howl as it begins to bound and lope off in the direction after Lulu. And with that, the vision begins to fade and turns to blackness. And you hear Maggie's voice enter your mind. Oh, what a vision! To have witnessed Zariel's defeat so vividly. Oh, oh. And in a flash of them, in a familiar fiendish orange flash of light, you find yourself stood again in Zariel's workshop.
Sorry,
Maggie's workshop.
Oh,
Maggie's workshop. You find yourself stood in Maggie's workshop.
I've got one
Surprise, guys.
third level spell slot and 4 first levels. Let's go!
Oh shit.
And as that kind of orange glow diminishes and you're standing there in Maggie's workshop, before you can see Lulu slowly kind of stirring awake in her little Hollyphant form.
Oh, I'm just gonna immediately take her into my arms. I'm just gonna hold her and wait for whatever comes next.
And you can see that Maggie is standing there looking almost euphoric, you could say. As she's standing there, she's kind of, how interesting. But then, of course, you are quite all right, my dears, yes?
Yeah, we're okay.
You guys will probably be a bit exhausted if you took any damage there that would have translated to psychic
Yeah,
damage.
I'm very near. I'm basically bloodied.
Oh fuck!
So there is no physical evidence of wounds on you, but you feel this has taken a significant mental toll on you, Amity.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on Amity, please?
Oh.
Yeah, you can do so.
Can I do it at 2nd level?
Sure, go ahead, and you can roll the hit points for that.
Okay, let's hope for big rolls. Big rolls. Yeah,
Ooh,
big
big rolls. Holy shit.
Hope that helps.
It does. I don't have many hit points, so
Oh god.
Yeah, so you heal for 18 HP there. As Lulu begins to stir in your arms, Amity. And she goes, the sword. The sword. Zariel sealed part of her essence in it before Asmodeus could take her.
oh shit.
Oh shit.
And then I did the same to protect it.
Some of you using the sword.
Some of me's in the sword. I made a celestial citadel to protect it.
Do you remember where it is?
I don't know.
You were running west, I think, away from the sticks.
Should get out the map.
Is that what we saw, Gav? Sorry, just to clarify. Or they
She was kind of going like, I guess you could say like kind of southeastish. She basically like the clearest path to get away from the battlefield as quick as she could. So she basically went the opposite direction of the pit beamed in the sky.
So she was going to war because the Styx is in the east from where the battle.
From where that battle took place, the Styx is in the east,
and
and
she was going southeast.
Lulu kind of went southeastish.
Right. Okay. I mean, I know that like geography doesn't. It kind of works funky here, but like that's still something to go off of.
Mm-hmm. She goes,
okay.
And Yale and Yander and Olanthius and Harriman. What happened to all of them?
Well, it sounds like Harriman's still here.
Yander.
We should go see him.
If that's what you want, Lulu.
Doing.
We'll go see
him. Harriman was always so loyal, devoted. He'll know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure he will.
And with that, Maggie kind of steps forward. Like, Harriman, you want to seek out Harriman? That is perhaps a rather dangerous task, it must be said.
I kind of like hold my hand up and I'm like, Lulu, do you want to go float around a bit? Just take your mind off things. Calm down.
I don't know. It's nice just having you here.
You could
holding me.
You could go to sleep, Lulu. Look at Amity. Can you make her sleep?
I can't because I don't have sleep. I can make it so she's a fool. Could give her mage armor.
Put Lulu in the corner and I cast silence around her.
The first useful use of that spell this campaign.
Hey, I thought the use of it before was very useful.
Yeah. Very
Very useful.
But I feel like I remember things. I can be more useful now when you get into fights.
Yeah.
And she can't. You see, like, she kind of like her little trunk recoils a bit, and she shoots those sparkles up into the air.
Oh shit! Yes. Oh, that's amazing. It's like all the difference.
I could make her break us.
Yeah.
I can help.
Oh, you're already helping so much, Lily. Don't worry about it. You precious little angel.
She's so...
But you know, me and us and Maggie are going to talk about some things that might be upsetting, and you've had a very busy day as it is. You want to go, you know, to wherever the Kenku are called?
Chaka and Clonk.
Yeah.
Make a persuasion check.
Please, Lily, I don't want you to be more traumatized.
Will she be okay? Will she be okay?
I want to stay here. want to stay with you guys, and we can go find out where the sword is, and we can save Zariel with it.
Yeah, we sure can.
I don't have cat emotions. Okay.
Take it away, Maggie.
It's all shit. Yay.
Well, if it's information you're seeking, there are a great many places one might look in Avernus. But I must advise caution if you are pursuing Harriman. There's a reason he is Zariel's right-hand man, so to speak, in Avernus. But this Olanthius is not a name that means anything to me.
Based on what you saw there.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say to Maggie, based on what you saw there and what you know of Zariel and how she rose to power here, what's your theory on how she went from pinned to the ground in a crater to owning this whole place?
It's a very good question. But if I had to hazard a guess, Lucille seemed to be expecting Zariel.
That's true.
Maybe
Perhaps there was some sort of arrangement, some sort of plan.
And there you are, just as he predicted. I wonder who he is specifically.
Yes, maybe something to have a guess.
Okay.
And now this doesn't ring a bell. They seemed quite close. Quite close.
Olanthius, Yander, Yale, none of these names mean anything to me. Only Harriman.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Is she a pokey boys?
Make an insight check.
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Maggie's a hard one to read.
You escape me every time. Okay.
I mean, Maggie, have you ever seen a giant citadel in Avernus?
That I have not, and I've been around a few years now.
It seems something that you'd see.
Certainly nothing I've ever seen.
Can I insight check that as well?
Yeah, go ahead. Insight check away.
Sorry.
Red lie detector. Oh.
Gonna send you a whisper.
I'm gonna pee really quickly.
Okie dokie. Okay, that gives me a chance to type up my whisper.
Whisper. It's such I think we said to you before that like Gavin gives me a fright all the time. And every time it's that level of extra.
It's so good because on my cam I got to see Gavin walk out of the room and then
I don't know what the word is. Oh, I've forgotten the description.
The scream.
My scream, my
wail.
blood curdling scream. He's a fair point, all he was doing was walking down the hall. But that was just a step too far.
And Gavin go, I didn't do anything. And you going, fuck off, Gavin.
Oh, you've no idea. Every time he walks around a corner and he's so quiet. He's so quiet.
Why is he so quiet?
I don't know. There's still no excuse really for me to get a fright. Like I know he lives here. If I live alone.
But he should still be considerate.
Yeah, he should still, clap some pants. He should wear little bells.
Yeah.
So that he clings whenever he moves. Fuck's sake. Honestly, I'm still my heart's still.
Yeah. that whenever Max, like, he throws his controller a lot, and it makes me jump every time, and it takes me like another 10 minutes for my heart to be back to normal.
Yeah. Oh, I can hear him.
Him rustling about. You should like get him a little like like, you know when they have those like bell collars for cats, but like on his
like.
I just saw that you guys good message there.
I heard everything.
Literally just walk down the hallway and
I was saying because I got to see you walk out and then hear.
Hear my scream, and then you being like,
oh god.
Fuck off,
Gavin. Oh, fuck.
I can't calm down.
Oh, god. Right. Yes. So, where did we leave off?
Asking.
I sent you that list because Maggie does not seem to be aware of any sort of white citadel in Avernus.
I see. Interesting.
I'm gonna ask Jelly and Nomish.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to ask her about Anatu? That's all any of it. She know anything kicking about?
That's a good point. Yeah, I turn to Maggie and I
Has a raised eyebrow due to talking in Gnomish.
I was like, oh, don't
to us.
Yeah, he was just asking me about Onatu, my deity, and whether you might have some more information on.
Oh, right. I am familiar with this one. I can't say I am particularly knowledgeable.
I think Onatu used to have like some stuff down here. Don't know if they used to hang down here. Once upon a time, there was some. I saw in a vision that like this place used to be a lot nicer than it is now, which I think.
Oh, that is certainly true. Avernus has been through quite a transformation.
So when this place was peachy, Onatu, I think, liked hanging here, and then after it became not so peachy, he might have fucked off and left a bunch of his shit here. And I'm interested to
Perhaps, but I cannot say that's anything I am familiar with.
That's fair enough.
After all, that happened long before any of us were around.
I mean, I'm here for a little while, Maggie. Not. Don't mean that as an insult.
Yeah. Just how old do you think I am?
Not a day over one century.
Oh, you're too kind. But if I might be so bold, it would seem that you seem to have some sort of plan to retrieve this sword and restore Zariel to her previous state.
Makes Lulu happy. We're up for it.
Yeah.
Does that go against your plans, Maggie? I think you got some.
Not at all. But it is perhaps worth keeping in mind that if you're looking for information and assistance in such a matter, there are perhaps those with an interest in either supplanting Zariel as Archdevil or perhaps would benefit from her removal.
Are you one of those people, Maggie?
Yeah, would you be one of those people? We will fully support you.
Oh no, it doesn't really make much of a difference to me. I can make do under Zariel or Belle or whoever comes next. I'll find a way to get by. I always do.
I mean, you wouldn't have to get by if you were the person in charge, Maggie.
I'm not sure that's a mantle I'm quite after.
All right, just checking.
I prefer to work outside of the hierarchy down here, so to speak.
We could help you campaign.
Yeah.
No, it's quite all right. I assure you, I have no intentions of getting involved in the political struggles.
I hear what you're saying. I also hear what you're saying.
Mm.
I'll get the posters ready by tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get there.
That would be necessary.
We'll be
I
scheming.
assure you.
I start laughing.
But there are a number of individuals, nefarious individuals, it must be said. But you must always take caution when bargaining with devils. But if they are to gain from the exchange, then there are certainly individuals that may be willing to assist you. And you've been more than helpful to me, my dears. Let me consider. Suppose there is Bell himself. He would have a great desire to see his seat of Archdevil vacated. It is, of course, rather difficult to get an audience with Bell himself, but I am familiar with an agent of his who may be able to arrange a formal introduction if you were so inclined.
Perhaps.
There is the Archdevil of Cania, Mephistopheles. He may not have much to do with Avernus, but I'm sure word gets around that the other Archdevils might not have been too, perhaps ruffled some feathers to see Bell supplanted by some sort of angel. And I'm sure with all the schemes the other Archdevils have afoot, then Mephistopheles may benefit somehow from removing Zariel from the equation. The Mirror of Mephistar to the northeast allows one to communicate with his agents on Cania. As well as that, there's Arkan the Cruel. He is the current champion of Tiamat. He commands Tiamat's forces from Tiamat's prison down here in Avernus. Tiamat, another figure who has many machinations afoot, I'm sure. She might take interest in removing Zariel.
Still got some of those masks.
But of course, you must, as I stress, tread those paths carefully. These are dangerous, powerful individuals indeed. If you want to avoid such figures, it's maybe worth seeking out the Archmage Mordenkainen.
Is he?
Yes, he's travels all across the cosmos in this traveling tower. He has a location here in Avernus. He arrives occasionally. He has this pack of Yugoloths he hires and sends them out to do various tasks and reconnaissance for him. He seems to view himself as some sort of guardian of the cosmos, keeping tabs on everything. Someone like him will have access to vast quantities of information on Avernus.
Can I get out the map and be like, is the tower on here anywhere?
Yeah, bring it out. I will flip you guys over. I will consult my own annotated map of Avernus real quick.
What do you mean? Our one's annotated.
Yeah.
Mephistar. Kozkizma.
Okay, so you've got
Why is it so
the Mirror of Mephistar to the top there. You have Bel Air.
Bel Air.
You have Bell's Forge. To the so what is are you asking for Maggie to point things out for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it, Maggie. Tell us as much as you can.
Okay, so Maggie points to this top left.
Top left, by the way.
Yes, this would be Tiamat's prison.
seems it.
Called it. Okay.
Yes,
this here. I don't know if you see what I'm pinging just now.
Yep. The demon zapper.
I say out loud, yeah, demon zapper.
Yes, the demon zapper. Yes, you are familiar then.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Well, we know its name.
You know what it's called?
What the do?
It is some construct engineered by Bale and his minions in his forge. It it zaps demons from a great distance, to put it quite bluntly. The agent of Bale I'm familiar with actually guards the demon zapper.
Ah.
Lure
What
the
else do we
demons
have
there.
here? What else do we have here?
Bye-bye, demons.
Bye bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Ah, yes, I believe this is what you're looking for, right here,
Oh.
Mordenkainen's tower.
Oh, well done, Amity.
But,
You
but
smart gal.
as I said, it's quite difficult to predict when his tower will appear. He visits occasionally, but you will no doubt find various of his Yugoloth agents lurking around the area if you were to seek him out.
Oh yeah, we might run into one.
Oh, really?
Elturen.
Oh,
Interesting.
and we did not get on great.
Well, I gave him a lot of information about Elturen.
That's true.
We did tell him to fuck off because we were a bit jumpy.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
Yes. What else do we have here? What else do you guys need to do?
Honestly, every last nook and
Tell us all, Maggie.
Yeah, Maggie's pretty familiar with this stuff.
I've been here for centuries. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ah, yes, this. And she points then here.
Oh yeah. Like trees.
That should be the bone brambles.
Yes.
There is another night hag makes her home there.
Is she?
Red Ruth is her name.
Red Ruth lives in the bone brambles. Is she as nice as you, Maggie?
Yeah.
She is not as sociable as I am. She keeps to herself most of the time.
I see.
But
Hold on a second, I'm just going to double check something.
Red
Red Ruth, yeah. Night hag Red Ruth. What else do we have here?
Yes, down here. This to me resembles the ruins of a crashed flying fortress of Zariel. Some great battle took place near the sticks there, and the fortress went down. But it is the region is scoured by firestorms. It's incredibly dangerous to get close to. It may have been pilfered clean by scavengers such as myself by now, but I'm certainly not willing to travel into that firestorm.
Maggie, just for my knowledge, I can't remember how much more info we got on the Breeder of Horrors. Do you have any more information on the Breeder of Horrors, Maggie? Because that sounds very...
I believe the name Sybriax was thrown out, and Slavir was able to inform you that Sybriax are demons, very powerful demons that are kind of obsessed with hoarding knowledge. And I'll tell you exactly what the map said about it when you pointed it out to the map.
Back to my map notes.
It's really annoying how everything's like map quotes are scattered throughout the book. It's not ideal, it must be said. Sybriax. Where is the Sybriax?
Old as the abyss, powerful demons, keeper of knowledge.
That might have been the map quote. Oh yeah, well, the map said, a breeder of horrors and a hoarder of secrets, a Sybriax is said to be as old as the abyss. So you point out to Maggie, and she goes, "Oh yes, I believe back in Bell's time they were able to imprison some Sibrics, and they prod them for knowledge every now and then."
Mm. See, when the demon zap is mentioned, it jogs Amity's memory. And it says, purest of souls lures fiends into a hellish trap. So who the fuck is this demon zapper? Who's a pure soul?
I can't say I'm familiar with the workings of the demon zapper. I just know it's something Bell constructed. And it works rather well. I've seen it in action.
Oh, well. If they're pure souls, I'm sure it does. Uh-oh.
Wait, I don't get it.
So, some souls are trapped in the demon zapper powering it, I assume?
Really fucking pure ones? Oh, shit. How the fuck did Bell get his hands on some pure souls? Freaky man.
Oh god, if it's Annalius.
Say that again.
What if it's Annalius? Don't like that.
I mean,
Do you mean Olanthius?
Oh yeah. What the fuck is Annalius?
Annalius as the priest of Onata in Canto Keep.
I mean, we don't fucking know, maybe.
Whoa, he's in there. Oh.
That's a really good point.
Well, if we can get to the demon zapper.
We can free them.
While we're waiting for the tower to show up, we'll just sit back and watch
Go
it.
just sit by the demon zapper.
Yeah, we'll just have some popcorn, just watch it.
Just move some demons into its range.
Yeah.
And you see Maggie's eyes kind of narrow at one bit of the map, and she looks over at Lulu and goes,
Oh yes, I should probably warn you about that.
Huh?
These, and she points to these. I don't know if you can make them out too well, but there are
Little sticks.
there's
Yes, those would not be sticks. Those are suspended hell wasp nests.
Oh.
You see, and she looks over at Lulu and says, hell wasps are particularly attracted to celestial beings.
Fuck. Alright, we avoid those wasps.
Absolutely.
Are they all over?
There are hives scattered throughout Avernus, but there is one in that location there, yes.
Can you tell us more about the wasps?
Yeah.
Do you know how to
The hell wasps. Usually we can scare them off easily enough, but we've never had a celestial with us to draw them in, so I don't
know.
Normally they're not too much of an issue for us.
Amity, you read up about hell wasps by any chance?
make an Arcana check. Not advantage because they're not devils, but make an Arcana check.
Just rather know now.
Nope. They did not
no
come
clue.
up in your reading.
Fuck. Not a clue.
Oh wow.
We'll have to just deal with them.
As we go.
Yep.
Okay.
I suppose there is
Wacky.
perhaps one more potential source of information.
Mm-hmm.
Mahadi, the proprietor of the Wandering Emporium. He appears to be a human man, but he's been around far too long for me to buy that disguise. He trades in a great many things. He teleports his Emporium all across the Nine Hells. Seems to have some sort of special dispensation from Asmodeus. It's rather suspicious, but he does trade in many things, information included.
Okay.
But the issue with the Wandering Emporium is it is just that. It is an emporium that wanders. It's difficult to locate when you need it.
Yeah. So be waiting around for this tower, this emporium, watching the demon zapper go. Oh god. Sorry, Max just posted a picture to the Flax and Salvin chat.
Oh no.
What the fuck? Why did they grow so much?
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Gavin with hair is like dark Gavin. like alternate universe.
Oh. Oh.
An exchange.
Yep. That's a really substantial difference, isn't it? Damn. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you can see it bending up the top there. Ooh. Yeah, so as you guys are having this discussion, Lulu does pipe up against it. I would really like to see Harriman. I want to see what happened to Harriman. He might remember me.
Well, Joey, I guess I'm okay with going to see Harriman.
Yeah, if that's what. I mean, we might need to talk about it a bit more first. If this guy's going to want information from us, what do we want to tell him? Depends what he's kind of thinking. Sorry, and do we know where he is? Here, Harriman.
Yes, you know Harriman's Hill. I believe Nim pointed out to you on the map.
Okay, quite close.
Yeah, it's not too far.
So
What do we know about Harriman? He's just a crazy Avenger now?
we don't know shit about him, do we?
Would even recognize him?
Maggie says, are you familiar with Narzugon?
Yes.
You could say he's a particularly powerful one.
Oh shit. Oh, maybe we should walk around Avernus a
An
bit before we...
enforcer of Zariel's will, so to speak.
Okay.
See the towers that Maggie's describing? The Emporium and the Wizard's Tower or Magician.
Right, Mordecai's Tower and the Wandering Emporium. The Wandering Emporium isn't a tower. What were you going to ask?
Do I recognize either from my visions?
What do you mean?
Well, I saw like in the vision about Amity's parents.
Well, you haven't like seen either tower. You haven't seen Mordecai's Tower. You haven't seen the Wandering Emporium. So you just have heard them. You could ask.
Yes.
You squint on the map.
Also, actually, Amity, make an Arcana check. You have heard of Mordenkainen.
Hey, we're old friends.
Just a moment. Find the fucking.
Oh my god.
Mordekaine's Tower.
Harriman's gonna fucking ice us.
I know. How the fuck are we gonna get anywhere near?
I like how we're immediately in like the danger fuck zone. We got Belle, we got Harriman, we got some kind of demon down in that crater, a mirror to talk to the 8th circle of hell.
There's a clusterfuck.
I want to go better for the bone brambles.
I know, yeah. Make a beeline for the bone brambles.
Yeah.
The only thing...
Yeah, so sorry. I'll wait finish.
No, it's fine. We'll just go.
Maggie says
Mordenkainen's Tower is a large, dark iron cylinder, and there are these horns of metal on the top of it. This red lightning arcs between them.
And
It's not the tower. Is not the tower you saw in your vision.
Mm.
But Amity, you recognise the name Mordenkainen. He is
spell it?
he is essentially like a myth, a legend in wizarding circles. This guy right here,
Oh,
that Mordenkainen.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Mordenkainen. There are numerous spells named after Mordenkainen.
Oh shit. Okay.
You're aware that he
guy.
is an old human wizard, far older than humans should live for, who pioneered a great many spells. And whether you're a Arcana roll, you know that he is these days he's very mysterious and does kind of jaunt across the multiverse, across the cosmos. He seems to view himself as a keeper of the balance, keeping track on events across multiverse.
okay, that's something we can work with.
Hearing the name Mordenkainen for Amity is like oh shit.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that word written or spoken out loud before. So, it didn't click with me. Oh shit.
Yeah, there are a lot of high-level spells named after Mordenkainen.
I mean, before we go to how we call it, that's too shit.
Yeah, definitely. That sounds like a better plan. If there was just a way to know when he's gonna appear, like,
Yeah.
Maggie, have you ever like traded anything to this guy? You ever given this guy anything that you can describe to me?
Oh no, I've never interacted directly with him, but he is well known down here.
Is a tower an object, Gavin?
For what purposes?
An object that I can locate?
Send locate object to the chat.
I don't want to.
Just say yes.
I don't want to do that, Gavin.
It is within 1,000 feet of you.
I can't pop it here, right? Have to move a wee bit.
A wee bit.
Just a bit. Don't worry about it.
Just a wee bit. Oh wait, I can hold the phone. Right. I could just send a little massage to him.
Are you familiar with him?
Am I familiar with him now, Gavin?
Or
You have heard his name.
have you popped Tom a little questionnaire today?
Nope, I can do that. That's a great call.
Do I take Jenna, I sit her down on the cushion while she does this 10-minute ritual?
Get that incense burning.
Okay.
Would you want me to ask him though? Where is he? Is he coming? When's he coming back?
Yeah, when will he be here? Because it's like an event happening in the next 7 days, isn't it? Oh no, that's
That's divination. Are you casting divination or using the Torm of Helm site to ask a question?
Torm. Hell site.
Okay. What question would you like to ask the Torm to be answered through cryptic visions and sensations?
When will Morden, whatever the fuck his name is,
Mordenkainen?
when will him and his tower be in the place that appears in Avernus?
Okay.
Give us a time, Amanda. I don't need a place.
So you take 10 minutes to sit and focus on this question, reaching out to Torm through the helm. And as you do so, Maggie kind of steps over, like,
Interesting. What is this?
I can't answer.
You're focusing on the ritual.
I'm just going to say, it's a relic from Elturen.
Fascinating.
You can see that as Maggie's kind of moving around, she is more sprightly and lively than she seemed before.
Yeah, I bet she is. Yeah, but like it's linked to her. No one else can use it.
Oh no, don't worry. I wasn't going to take it. I was just curious.
I'm just saying she's really special, really powerful. You know.
I see.
Yeah, she's got 2 gods on her side, you know? Crazy.
Yes, I did notice the 2 holy symbols on.
We're all gals here, right?
Yeah, go on. She can say tits. Let Maggie say tits.
Yes, I did notice the 2 holy symbols on her tits.
That's what we wanted.
Yeah. So, Jelly, as you complete the ritual, what was the exact wording?
Oh. When will insert wizard's name and his tower be in the place it appears all the time in Avernus?
So,
Come on,
your
Tor.
eyes radiate divine energy once more as your own vision is taken away from you and you are instead granted a vision. And through this golden light, you see tumbling through nothingness this black tower, black iron tower, these large horns, these horned extensions of metal at the top with this red lightning crackling around it, and the tower tumbles through nothingness. And flash of light, and it is positioned on this plinth, surrounded by clockwork and whirring machinery and gears. And it stays there for a moment, then suddenly a flash and it's tumbling through nothingness again. And then it materializes on a kind of marble structure surrounded by golden clouds. And then flashes and tumbles once more. And it lands in the middle of a forest, this strange glowing green forest. And you see unicorns loping by. And then it flashes and it's tumbling again. And the sensation you get passing over you is that this is a very hard thing to predict.
You're a god, Torm. Come on.
That Mordenkainen's mind is his own, predicting where he will decide to go next, Torm cannot do.
I relay that to Amity. Essentially, we don't. Even Torm doesn't fucking know.
Damn.
He's that powerful.
Maybe we'll just hang about at some point.
He is powerful enough to have a handbook named after him.
Yeah. I am scared. While Jelly was in Torm mode.
Okay.
Can Amity ask Maggie about the hair dye?
Okay, yeah. What are you saying to her?
I'm just like, so, you know, Nim's hair looks pretty cool. I heard you're the woman around here to speak to.
Yes, I have a few things tucked away, and she like brings out various, like she opens like a cabinet and brings out these kind of jars. One is a very similar green color to Nim's hair. There's a yellow jar, a pink jar, a blue jar. She's like bringing these all out. She's going, yes, there are various fungus I can cultivate, and from them I can extract various pigments, and sometimes I can use them to paint the sides of our vehicles, or in some cases apply it to hair, if you are so inclined.
I mean, would you? Would you do that?
Of course, my dear. You've been so helpful to me.
Absolutely.
You are such dears. I could of course.
Hell yeah! Wait, when Jelly gets out.
And then Jelly's vision finishes. You've finished watching the Tower of Mordenkainen just plummet through the cosmos.
We're gonna do our nails. We're gonna get some snacks. We're gonna dye our hair.
Yeah.
Inhale.
Hey.
All right, yeah. Let them know. As I said.
Bastard.
Yes, and sure he'll be a difficult one to get any real hold of, but his tower, it does appear in Avernus time to time.
I think we can wait for the time.
No.
Perhaps his agents will have an idea of when he might be around.
That's true. Do you want to cast scenting on that? That gremlin?
Fucking good as well. you want me to?
I don't know. Do we really want to go see him, or do we want to just go to Harriman? Those are only two options. We have a whole
Honestly,
whole map here.
I do not want to see Harriman. He terrifies me. I just feel like we are little babies and he's so scary.
Yeah.
For some reason, just seeing another human would fill me with more ease.
Yeah.
I mean, if I reach out to this thing, I can't remember what it's called. What was it called?
I'll have to check my notes.
I cannot remember what its name was.
You go off.
It was specifically an Arcanoloth, I believe you encountered.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a subset of Yugoloth.
Yeah.
That was some time ago. It might take me a while to find the name. Sorry.
I might
just call him Ark for the purposes of this conversation.
He's called Graza.
That rings a bell.
Gazra.
Gazra. It was Gazra.
So I'll do it, fuck it.
Right.
We're gonna ask Gazra, we're gonna ask him, do you know Mordenkainen? I'm not sending it right now. I'm just like saying
Oh, okay.
You're practicing your 25 words or whatever it
You
is.
might want to introduce yourself. So he's more inclined to reply.
Well, I don't think not when he hears who it is.
Well, maybe start with an apology, sorry about earlier. A little jumpy. Do you know when Mordecai's tower will arrive in Avernus? That's 15.
I'm willing to trade info.
Willing to trade info. We have 6 letters left. Words.
Zariel. Loves and kisses.
Jelly.
Jelly.
Or maybe it's like trade more information because we gave him some before. A little reminder.
Read more information. Hope your will loves and kisses. Okay.
Send it off, Jelly.
Okay.
Let's just say I sent that.
Okay, so you cast send. Can you put sending in the chat?
Yarp.
I've never read that bit before. The spell enables creatures with intelligence scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message.
He's a sport.
Okay, well, Gazra is on this plane of existence, so you don't need to roll a d100.
Okay.
So you send a message, and there is a pause.
Come on, little bitch.
And then, I'm trying to remember Gazra's voice.
Any voice will do.
Not on YouTube, so it's up to you.
That was before we started recording episodes. So. Let me think for a second.
I wasn't looking. I thought that might be Gavin. I was about to be astounded.
His voice definitely wasn't like that before.
I was like, holy shit. He's been working on it.
Gavin's been practicing vocal warm-ups every session. Just make him your standard.
No, I'm thinking what he's going to say.
He doesn't need to do it in 25.
Good to hear you're still alive.
Nice.
That might have been his voice, or not far off.
I can certainly find out if you are willing to trade some fascinating information.
All right. I say, yep, he's more than willing. He just wants some juicy goss. So
Maggie says, if you're going to be doing some sort of trade, can you just do it away from Fort Knucklebone?
Oh, of course, Maggie. I'll be your hair before then.
Much appreciated. Not that I want to see the back of you, just I don't want you bringing strange Yugoloths into my fort, if that's quite all right.
That is understandable.
Give me the info we're sending. We don't need to see him at all, right? All he needs to do is tell us when the wizard's going to show up. Don't need to see him for that, right?
Yeah, that's true. What goss are we gonna give him?
That's my cue.
What goss we got? We could talk about how the people of Elturen ran away. I don't think we knew that before. Because I thought it was that she was like, oh, the battle's going well, I'm gonna
Send them home.
I'm gonna sacrifice myself to save them. But it doesn't seem like she sacrificed herself to save them. I feel like she was just kind of thrown in the shit.
To name drop Yander and say he led them back and then killed the portal and him with it.
We've only got 25 words to convey.
Yeah, but let me think about it. So what's the battle even called? At Zariel's big.
We could just say
big fight.
Zariel betrayed by Hellriders, and that would. He must know what we're talking about there.
Yeah, Zariel betrayed by.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
does he know that Zariel's the Angel of Elturen?
I can't remember what you told him.
I think I told him about the companion. I don't think I told him about, because that would be some juicy goss.
I'll just tell him that. I'll say Zariel's the Angel of Elturen.
She was betrayed by Yander.
Yeah, Yander and some Hellriders betrayed her. I mean, that's juicy enough. I would say.
Yeah, I just told him about the companion.
All right, let me hit him with that. So I'll cast send in again, and I'll say, Zariel is Angel of Elturen. She was betrayed by her general Yander and some Hellriders.
10 more words.
Asmodeus was waiting.
Asmodeus was waiting for her. Please respond soon. It's important.
Okay, so you send off those 25 words to gather the Arcana law.
Mm-hmm. What's he gonna do?
This is interesting. I don't know an Angel of Elturen, but thank you. I can reach out to you when I find out about Mordenkainen.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
We think we're gonna be pen pals.
Yeah. Gonna be in the middle of a battle when you're gonna get a ping from this dude.
I got the info. Fuck up. Right now. Alrighty, I relay that to
Okay. So, should we go to sleep?
I want to dye my hair, man.
Yeah, let's have a girls' night.
Color
Maggie?
Maggie, you
Oh,
go.
wonderful. I'll get the beanbags out again.
Oh, yes.
She kind of begins like scuffing away the kind of ritual circle she drew out with her feet. Just kind of
Don't need that anymore.
Kicking the skulls.
yeah, she picks up the two skulls of her sisters and puts them on the bookshelf. Just kind of pushes them to the back and puts other things in front of them again.
I wouldn't
gonna
be
nudge
in
Jenny
for a
and be like-
while.
I'm gonna nudge Jenny and be like, "You want to get them?"
Oh, actually, before I do,
Mhm.
I say to Maggie, "Hey, Nim seems really sweet. I really like her. Could you tell me a little bit more about her? I don't really know much, and I would like to get to know her better. I think she came from the material plane, the same as me, right? That's something we have in common."
Yes, she's such a gem, that one. I managed to trade a bone fiend for her. She was in service to it. It was a bone devil, sorry. She was in service to it, and I had a few things that that particular devil was interested in. We worked out an exchange, and I must say, I think I got the better end of that bargain. She's a very skilled engineer, it must be said. She, as you say, she picked those skills up on Hotesh, I believe, working on their unusual contraptions up there.
Do you know how she got under the ownership of a bone?
Some nasty affairs up in the mortal plane, but perhaps not my place to speak on it.
Fair enough. How much for her?
Well, I didn't quite expect that.
Who's speaking, Maggie or Gavin?
Both.
Keep shooting your toes, man. Just don't know what she's gonna do.
Oh, has Flo cut out?
Oh, she's back.
Oh, she's back. She's back.
You guys are frozen for me completely.
Oh,
Oh, fuck. Hello?
Hi. It's not going too well.
Oh, yeah, it's like
So-
suffering for me.
it's fine for me.
It has a big thing that says your internet connection is unstable.
Oh, no. Is it going away?
Is it? Hard to say.
You seem to be okay for me now.
Yes,
Oh yeah? Okay.
I think everything's all right, and if it's all right for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
can you
back.
hear okay? Yeah?
Yeah, I'm fine. You guys just kind of went away for a bit. Are you back?
Okay, so Maggie says,
Come on, Maggie. What's she gonna call my bluff? Do it. Do it.
I can't say I'm particularly open to losing her at this time. She's quite indispensable. If she was eager to leave, however, we may be able to work something out.
Maggie, you're so nice.
But you wouldn't happen to have any soul coins on you?
No, I take out my bag and I'm just like, nah, but bought these, and I bring out like a really old, like one of my first ever pairs of earrings. Didn't really go very well, and that's why they're just shoved in the bag. And I'm like, yeah,
Yes, well,
very nice.
as I said, she is quite indispensable. But,
So are these, you
Yeah.
know?
but I am always open to bargains. But you will have to make quite a strong argument for relinquishing that one.
She's nice. And it would be nice to get her back to the material plane with us where she belongs, you know? We don't really belong down here.
I tried to make it as hospitable as possible for her.
I believe you me, I think both myself and Amity would say this might be the most hospitable place that we've been so far.
Yeah.
I can't argue with that.
Yes, and Chuck and Clonk as well. They're the only three of little knuckle bones that require food and water and sleep. So I try to ensure they have their own private spaces to handle those things. I have food brought from the Fey Plains with my connections there. I do my best.
Holy fuck, Mike.
Nim's living their life.
Great. Fucking mousey.
Give me one very persuasive night jelly to get Nim to leave this place.
Yeah. I hit her with the. I don't know anything about. She seems like she likes being here, so.
We can go get her.
I mean, yeah. I've spoken like twice. I feel really you could come to my beanbag with me. I thought we could bond on a nice journey through hell together.
Maybe there's still time. You just gotta convince her to make that first jump.
Alright, I'm gonna go find her.
Okay.
Have I found her?
Okay, all right. So as you go to find them. Sorry, I was expecting this.
Okay.
Sorry. Yes, I am the dungeon master. I'm supposed to
That
handle
was
this. So yes, you go off to
okay
find
moment.
them. Okay.
Here's the question, Gavin. Okay.
So, as you go off to find them, Maggie does turn to you, Amity. She says,
Are you two familiar with soul coins? They're a bit of a currency down here.
I'm aware they power your war machines.
That they do.
They seem quite valuable though.
Very valuable.
They're not like gold coins. They're
No, they're bigger.
yeah.
You will occasionally find someone willing to trade in gold down here, but by and large, the primary currency is soul coins. A bit harder to come by than gold coins, though, it must be said. You see, each one contains a mortal soul. Each a unique little story sealed away within every coin. They have multiple uses. As you've seen, we can use them to power our infernal war machines. One can drain the life of the soul to empower themselves. If you are so inclined, can free the soul so it may travel to wherever that soul was destined to go. And you can also you may also ask questions of the soul that is trapped within.
Oh, that's cool as well.
Yes. Very useful.
How do we get those?
The vast majority are minted on Minoris, the third of the Nine Hells. There's some sort of facility there. I've never been to Minoris myself, but I believe that's where the vast majority are minted and then distributed throughout the Nine Hells. But some are created here in Avernus, but they tend to be distributed out, and see many of Zariel's forces put them to good use, and there's a lot of bartering between devils for services and all sorts. They are quite a useful currency.
Thanks for the information. I don't know how we're going to get our hands on those, but I appreciate the the information was saying.
Well, we will see. When I may be able to spare a couple before you leave. You've been such dears to me.
That'd be amazing, Maggie. Hi, Maggie, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Just before Jelly gets back. So you're a night hag and all.
Yes.
Yes. So when you're around me, can you tell? And then she like
She kind of gives you like a knowing smile.
I think I understand what you're getting at, and yes, I can.
Good to know. I'm just gonna sit on her beanbag and cross her arms.
I hope that doesn't bother you, my dear.
At least it's useful to someone, I guess.
Just a little quirk of my physiology, you could say.
Yeah, I'll hang around as long as you want me to.
Well, I do appreciate your visit. But it has been very rejuvenating to have you three with me.
I can tell. Good am.
And Jelly, you go off out into the scrapyard, and you can see that Nim is heading towards one of the entrances between the knuckles of the. Like she's kind of got like a rag kind of over one shoulder. She looks pretty tired.
Right, I call out to her.
Oh, Jelly, was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, how's things?
Yeah, been an interesting day with or evening with Maggie. We've got a lot of answers, which is really good. The stuff we kind of came here for. We're just kind of tidying up there and probably hunkering down soon. But I hope you don't mind. I had a conversation with Maggie.
Yeah.
I was curious about her arrangement with you and what that entailed. I know I should have spoken to you directly about it, but she said something that suggested that if you ever did want to leave here, maybe with some extra help, you could. And I wanted to.
Look, I'll stop you there. Like, I've got nowhere to go to. Like, it's a strange old place, but this is really the only home I have.
Doesn't need to be.
Right. And the bird brains, Barnabas, Maggie, they're kind of the only family I've got.
Why?
It's a fucked up family, but hey, got nothing else going for me.
Sounds very much like you're accepting of this and you're not willing to think that there could be more for you elsewhere. It doesn't sound like you particularly enjoy it here, to be honest. I'm not convinced.
I get by, and I mean, there's nothing back on Hotesh for me. I can tell you that right now.
But doesn't need to be Hotesh that you go to. Look, I'll be blunt. There's things that we want to do here. There's things we want to achieve. Pretty heroic things that would help thousands of people. And you seem to me like someone who might be willing to go on that journey with us. You're smart, you're capable, and it might benefit you too. It sounds like you don't have an awful lot. I don't want to say not to live for, but there's not much keeping you here other than I found family, which I appreciate and I respect, but you still just don't seem happy. So why not? I was just gonna say, so why not come with us, help us do what we need to do, which we can fill you in on, and possibly to a plane, the plane that you belong in.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh no, not enough.
So she kind of like looks you over and she's like,
Wasn't to be.
I barely know you, and like I appreciate that you seem to be dealing with some important shit, but the whole kind of big hero thing's never really been my style.
Fair enough. Ooh.
Oh, Flo, you okay there?
Nope.
Oh no!
It's all going wrong.
Nope.
Oh no!
Just
Is
it will
it-
settle down in a bit. Is it back?
I think maybe you're back.
You're fine for me.
Yeah.
It keeps going like robotic.
Yeah, you guys have been robots for the last 5 minutes.
Oh no!
We can call it soon anyway. I think it's quite.
It's getting close to 11. We can wrap up this wee conversation and call it there.
Yeah.
Am I back?
Not really.
Is she even still there?
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm
Oh,
still
oh.
here. Ah.
I can just hear ah.
How about we call?
That's all you need to hear, Gavin.
Should we finish off the Nim conversation?
I mean, it's kind of done. She ain't coming. She ain't coming.
So she says it's never really been my style, but hey, if you're gonna be around for a while, I can kind of show you the ropes and things, and maybe teach you things you might need to know to get by out there. But like this is like I'm happy enough here.
Can I insight check her and see if she's happy enough here?
Sure.
Ooh.
You can just say it out loud.
Nem is she's a hard one to read, but it's kind of what you make of it.
It is what it is.
It is what it
It is
is.
what it is.
Okay. Well, I'd say I know you don't really know us. I just wanted to. I wouldn't want to leave you behind if you actually wanted to go. So I wanted to speak to you about that.
I appreciate the offer, but I'm not really looking to go anywhere.
Fair enough. I don't know what your sleeping place is like, but you can come bunk with us if you want. Maggie's offered some pretty sick sleeping bags, so I'll come here for you.
Are you saying this in a flirty manner or just
Yes.
Yes, but are the sleeping bags all like beside each other?
Oh, she hasn't actually got a sleeping bag. It was bean bags she got out for the like hair.
All right. Then yeah, I'm saying flirty manner.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, baby.
Oh.
Don't worry. See, after the night we're gonna have, she's coming with us. So.
Come on. Come on.
His persuasion roll is out the window.
She kind of like thinks for a moment. It's like, just let me go freshen up a bit.
Yo! Let's go.
And she saunters off.
Hey.
into like behind one of those kind of like shutters that rise and lower to get into the actual like caves within. For Knucklebone, and she kind of disappears into one of them.
All right, can I go freshen up as well? Anywhere I can freshen up?
I don't know where you intend to go to freshen up. You have to ask Maggie, but
I race back to Maggie.
and we can end things there, seeing as how Flo is super robot.
Yeah, we cut it. And